At Tusculum University, we are proud of our pioneer heritage. We are committed to our mission of providing a quality educational experience in a caring Christian environment. We take pride in our diverse and inclusive population. We currently have students from 34 different states and 33 countries. We believe that everyone should be treated fairly and they have a right to have their voices heard, no matter what race, religion, or creed. Together we are united, and together we are pioneers.
Purpose. We are motivated to succeed in all that we do, and we will take on all challenges that come our way. We are pioneers.
Inclusion. We are not to be excluded. We must be afforded the same resources and freedom as others. We are pioneers.
Opportunity. We deserve a state of fairness in which individuals are treated similarly and unhampered by artificial barriers and prejudices. We are pioneers.
Nurturing. We care for one another, we elevate each other in providing a safe, caring, and learning environment. We are pioneers.
Equality. We have the right to be our own person and to be treated fairly and justly. We are pioneers.
Expression. We have a voice. We have the right to be heard. We are pioneers.
Respect. We must treat others as we expect to be treated. We must regard others with kindness and civility. We are pioneers.
Serve. We help one another through service to our neighbors and to our communities. We are pioneers.
At Tusculum, you will be challenged to innovate, engage, experiment, and persevere as you discover your own purpose. Along your path, you will be encouraged, empowered, supported, and inspired. As a member of the Tusculum University family, you will find purpose, you will be included, you will have opportunities, you will be nurtured, you can express yourself, there will be equality for all, you will be respected, we will serve one another. We are Tusculum, we are pioneers.
Hi, I'm Trey Gibson. I'm a graduate student and I'm from Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
I'm Alex Perez, and I'm from Avilés, Spain. Hi, I'm Andrew Cantrell. I'm a senior from Sparta, Tennessee.
I'm Jenna Restivo, the Assistant Athletic Director for Compliance and Student Athlete Development. I am Tusculum class of 2017-2018, and I'm from Alpharetta, Georgia.
Hi, I'm Jayla Arnwine. I'm a grad student and I'm from Knoxville, Tennessee.
Hi, I'm Emily Hansen. I'm a senior from Denmark.
Hello everyone, my name is JT Burton. I'm the head men's basketball coach at Tusculum University.
My name is Caitlin Jones. I'm a senior from Chuckey, Tennessee.
Second rushing leader for this football team. It seems as if Ivan is starting to get more comfortable playing that quarterback role. Let's remember, he hadn't really played quarterback in the last 2 years, so it's still a comfortability thing for him right now.
It is, and that comfortability, for his standpoint, it takes with getting some protection up front with the offensive line, buying him time. I would like to see him not be so quick to maybe bust out of the pocket and look to run. He's done that a couple of times where he had some receivers downfield, but he was already looking to tuck it and go. Maybe we can see that a little bit today.
We hope. The Pioneers hoping for a banner day, wrapping up a 3-game homestand, a tough stretch for the Pioneers beginning today. We get set for kickoff. The Pioneers have won the toss. They want the football. They'll be receiving after we thank our sponsors when we return to Pioneer Field. This is Pioneer Football, Tusculum and Newberry on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Hey, take a look at the one guy.
Field for Tusculum and Newberry. Our officiating crew today is Jim Ellis, the referee. Umpires Greg McDade. Michael Owen is the head linesman. David Thomas, the line judge. Bill Griffin, the back judge. Thomas Hand, the field judge. And Jason Inks, the side judge. It's a good crew here today for this crucial showdown in the South Atlantic Conference. A preseason number 4, Tusculum. Preseason number 3, Newberry. Squaring off here, and the Newberry Wolves have already knocked off the number 5 ranked team in the country. Brian State and Joe Burden, our game station engineer. The executive producer of the Pioneer Sports Network is Nathan Humbert. Carter Parrott will get sent to kick this one away for the Newberry Wolves. The Pioneers set to receive on the right side of your radio dial or on the west end of Pioneer Field. So Parrott puts foot to leather. We are underway as the Pioneers. Burke will field this one at the 12. 15-20, 25-30. Tyler Burke had a huge return last week against the Limestone Saints, and the young freshman has a decent return here up to the 31 for the Pioneers. We're to be 1st and 10 Tusculum.
And Newberry kicking the ball short. Instead of going for the end zone, they kicked it short, hoping to get a solid stop against the Pioneers, but a nice return by Burke to give Tusculum starting field position.
All right, here comes this Wolves defense, and again, they were really good in stymieing the Pioneer attack in the spring. As a matter of fact, Tusculum scored just 6 points in that game, a touchdown, missed the extra point, and had just 6 points in that 21-6 loss. The down 4 for Newberry are as solid as they come. Reggie Kellum gets the start in the backfield for the Pioneers, and he has a good run on first down, has 5, 7, maybe 8 yards as he'll take it up near the 39-yard line before he'll be stopped. So Kellum getting some good action right now. The Pioneers looking to go fast.
Yeah, Kellum, top performer here for the Pioneers, averages 6.9 yards per carry, and he certainly didn't disappoint right now.
So the Pioneers get to the line of scrimmage quickly, second down and about 3 from just beyond the 38-yard line, just underway here at Pioneer Field. So Kellum gets another carry. Right side, he'll have the first down across the 40, and he'll take it up to the 41-yard line, where the 42 actually they spotted. 1st and 10 for the Pioneers.
Already a much better start on the first drive than the Pioneers had last week.
Reggie Kellum, the true freshman for Tusculum. Courtney Jackson. Sorry, I have absolutely blown that out of the play. Courtney Jackson, the first 2 carries of the game. I said Kellum. There have been some number changes, but those 2 guys have not changed their numbers. So that is totally my mistake. But it is Courtney Jackson on the carry.
It's the way numbers are these days with double numbers. It's tough for us to do this.
Yes, anymore, and our age too. 2nd down and 6, Corbin to pass. He's under some pressure. He'll roll the pocket, throw back across the middle, and there's another one of those number changes, looking for Derek Wright downfield. He has changed his number to number 2 from number 5, so to bring up 3rd down and 6 now.
We have double numbers, number changes, and coaches like to get jersey numbers that make it tough to see. They don't want the opposing team to scout them, but it makes it difficult for us to pick out guys as well.
All right, so Courtney Jackson gets the start. Maurice Gamillion, I see him now on the sideline. He is inactive for today, injured last week against Limestone. Maybe a hip injury for him. On 3rd down and 6, the Pioneers converting just 33% so far this season. Newberry very good against that. Corbin's going to step up in the pocket. He's going to be slung down by his shoulder pad. That defensive front, Ty Kelly, comes up with a big stop for Newberry, and it's 4th and 5.
Yeah, that's the situation I talked about earlier. Although it could have been a situation where Corbin needed to run, he quickly tried to tuck it and go into a hole where it just really wasn't there, instead of maybe looking for just another second to get the ball downfield and get a first down.
Cantrell in his 4th season as the starting punter, averaging 39.6 yards per punt this year, which is 3rd in the conference. He had his best day last week against Limestone, including a season-long 55-yarder for the Pioneers. Back deep to receive it for the Newberry Wolves will be Britley Allen. A very nice high punt spiral that's going to turn over. Allen's going to fair catch it at the 5-yard line, and that's where the Newberry Wolves will start. 1st and 10, a fantastic punt by Andrew Cantrell.
Excellent job by Cantrell, and if I'm not mistaken, unless it wasn't some sort of number change, he was actually honored before the game.
Yeah, he was honored. One of those academic all-district kids for the Tusculum Pioneers, and a guy that not only does he get the job done on the field, he gets the job done in the classroom as well.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what these people are. They are student athletes, and there's a reason that schools put student first.
Cantrell has pinned Newberry back deep, a punt of 48 yards, no return. So we'll get our first look at Dre Harris and Mario Anderson, the offense for the Newberry Wolves, And Raynell Killian is back for the Pioneers. Anderson, tough, hard run from the 5. He'll take it up near the 10-yard line, picking up 5 yards, and he runs into Ryan McIntyre and Nelson Luis. It'll bring up 2nd down and 5.
2nd and 5 there for Newberry, still deep inside their own territory at the 10.
Pioneers' opening drive ends in after picking up 1 first down by Courtney Jackson, who ran the ball hard, an incompletion by Corbin, and then forced 3rd down and 6, and Ty Kelly not allowing Corbin to evade the pocket. It'll be Harris who works from the pistol, Anderson behind him, Newberry in that scarlet and gray football pant, white football jersey. Anderson running to the left side this time and will be stopped just shy of the 10, around the 9-yard line. Ryan McIntyre is over there once again. He got some help from that defensive front, Quahim Glasgow. So it'll bring up it'll be a 1st and 10 at the 10, at the 15, pardon me.
It is just good enough for a 1st down. They needed a 15, and that's where the nose of the ball is spotted.
So from the 15, 2 rushes, 10 yards for Mario Anderson, the conference's leading rusher, 8th in the country this year, with his yards gained at 371 on the season. Big day last week against Lenore Ryan, including a helmet dislodging touchdown run against the LR Bears. Here's Dre Harrison evading 2 in the backfield, and will take it up to about the 18-yard line. They had him dead to rights, and John Smith, the free safety, will have to come up and make a tackle at the 17. Gain of 2, 2nd down and 8.
Harris just did a really good stutter step move to make the Pioneers miss. As you say, he was caught dead to rights in the backfield. He took off, made that little move, got his man to miss, and picked up at least a couple yards.
Harris now over 100 yards rushing on the season. That's 101 yards for him. It's interesting, the Pioneers, their 2nd leading rusher, and for Newberry and Tusculum, their quarterback, Ivan Corbin for Tusculum, Dre Harris for Newberry. So 2nd down, let's say it's 8 from the 17-yard line. Harris will bring a man in motion. New back in the backfield. Irby goes across the formation in motion. They look to throw down his way, and this pass is behind him, a back shoulder attempt that was too far back shoulder. So it creates 3rd down and a long 7 coming up here for the Wolves.
The ball was low and underthrown, so Newberry never really had much of a chance on that situation. Pioneers had good coverage there, but still fortunate that the ball was not on target.
3rd down coming up. Pioneers need to get off the field. Joe, it's interesting. They're only allowing teams to convert 28% of the time, but it seems like when teams score against us, it's on 3rd down.
It is, and, again, if it's 3rd and 2 and they convert, that's one thing, but you can't continue to give up these 3rd and 8s.
So it is 3rd down, a long 7 coming up for the Wolves. Play clock inside of 5 seconds to 2 seconds to 1 second, and I just got it off. Harris going to step up in the pocket and take off. Looking, scrambling, throwing, incomplete, out of bounds, and the Pioneers get a stop. They'll force a punt. It'll be 4th down and 7.
Finally a good stop by the Pioneer defense there on 3rd down. Good field position chance. It started with that punt, and then defense did give up a 1st down, but they're still going to get some good field position out of this.
Little change there for Jerry Odom as well defensively. Brought in a speed package with Richard Gravel and Youssef Lee, who really put a lot of pressure on the quarterback, plus Craig Watts. So I like that action for that Pioneer defense. So on to punt it away is going to be Gibson Marsh. He's a big kid, 6'6". And he'll angle it toward the far sideline, and this will actually hit a Newberry Wolf and will go out of bounds inside the 40 at the 36, but it hit the Wolf at about the 42, and I think that's where the Pioneers are going to have the football.
Ryan cut one other game in action today that we got to score on. Carson Newman is on the road at UVA Wise, and from reports, how times have changed. Highland Cavaliers leading the Eagles 21-0 at halftime.
They're at halftime, 21-0. Brendan Redwine is 15 of 20 passing in that game. The Eagles have just 88 yards at the half. We have reached a timeout here. We'll take that break and return. 10:29 to play here in the opening quarter. It's scoreless between Tusculum and Newberry. This is Pioneer football on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Family.
Food's here!
What's it mean to you?
We got lunch.
To us, it means the people you care about, look out for, and yeah, love. Even if you'd never let them hear you say it.
Hey, you're eating hummus?
What's wrong with hummus?
Here at Ingalls, we have everything you need to gather around the table and give each other a hard time. Because that's what families do. Ingalls. All the ingredients for family.
Hello, my name is Jacob Fate, and I'm the Dean of the College of Business at Tusculum University. I'm proud to share with you that the programs in the College of Business received accreditation through ACBSP in December of 2018. The Accreditation Council for Business Schools and Programs accredits business schools and programs worldwide. This accreditation elevates our programs to the top programs worldwide.
So the Pioneers and the Wolves, each offense has been on the field and picked up one first down, and then the defenses were solid. So the Pioneers will have it 1st and 10. They have it at their 42-yard line, going right to left on your radio as we view it. And we will see Courtney Jackson, and we will see the young Kellum, who has it right now. This is who I said started the game, but Reggie Kellum will carry it right side. He'll take it across the 45 and up to the 47. It'll be taken down by Antonio Roach, a freshman out of Sumter, South Carolina. But it'll be a gain of 4, 2nd and 6.
Gain of 4, just a tackle breaking run there for the Pioneers as the ball reached the 46-yard line.
Reggie Kellum for this Pioneer team, 17 carries, 118 yards. Jim's key to victory today is get Reggie Kellum 17 carries today. He thinks that could be very positive for the Pioneers. He basically was the closer last week for the Pioneers against Limestone, rushing the football in that very final drive where the Pioneers ate up the final 5.5 minutes. He has the ball right now. He runs it left and then back to the right. He'll take it up near the midfield stripe, about the 49, as he'll be taken down by the middle linebacker. That's Nick Yearwood, the 5th-year senior from Rock Hill, South Carolina. It's 3rd down and about 3.
Be 3rd down. The Pioneers need to get something here, try to move the chains.
And again, 3rd downs have been an issue somewhat for this Pioneer team. I don't want to say it's been a big issue, but just staying on the field and getting the Pioneers moving. It seems as when they get stagnant, they don't pick up these 3rd down and short. This will be Corbin. He'll take off to the right side across the 50, and it just depends on the spot. I don't think it's going to be a very good spot. It's just beyond the 49 and just shy of the 48, so it's 4th down and a half yard and decision time for Jerry Odom.
I think unless the Pioneers get jobbed here on the spot, it should have been a 1st down.
It looked as if he got to the 48. It was just interesting. He ducked away and spun back toward the 49, and that's where they spotted the ball. I don't like the spot. Pioneers will show that they'll go for it. They'll snap it quickly, and Kellum is not going to get – on second effort, he's still not going to get there. Newberry's going to get a stop. That's huge. They got the surge right up the middle, and Kellum had no chance.
You know, it's amazing to me how there's 2 spots that the Pioneers got the ball past the mark they needed, but yet it stepped back the other way. Because right there, if on the first play on 3rd down, if you didn't spot the ball for forward progress, but you put it where he spun back to, right here,
wow,
you should have spotted the ball with the surge.
He ended up beyond the 49. They have spotted the ball at the 50. His knee must have gone down sooner, I guess. But Newberry's got it in great field position. They started at their own 5, their first, and now they have it at midfield, right at the 50. Anderson is on the right shoulder of Dre Harris for the Newberry Wolves. They've got 3 wideouts in the formation. It'll be a reverse end around. The Pioneers sniff it out, and staying on his feet, trying to break tackles is Deshaun Kitchens, and he's not going to. He'll go down for a loss. Back inside the 45. At the 44 is Kane DeShotters with a huge stop.
You know, great opportunity there for the Pioneers. They read that play very well. Coach Knight calling the little trick play here early, trying to catch Pioneers off guard, and there was no doing.
Loss of 6 back to the 44-yard line. 2nd down and 16 as Dre Harris gets Newberry to the line of scrimmage quickly, but he'll stop, survey, and then look over to the sideline. So they'll get Tusculum. They don't want him to substitute very frequently, and they'll snap it quickly if they see them changing. So now they have the play, 2nd down and 16 from their 44. Harris to pass, looking across the middle. It's a great catch in traffic at the 45 and takes it down to the 43. That was going to be, I think, Juwan Moore who makes that catch. No, Bryson Woodruff who makes that catch.
Yeah, Woodruff had to go up and get it. It was really second effort's what got him the football. It was thrown high. He was able to reach up, and it almost got away from his grip, but he repositioned and was able to pick up yardage for the Wolves.
So 3rd down, but 3rd down and 3 as the Wolves get 13 on 2nd and 16. So Harris working again from the gun. This time Anderson is on his left shoulder. Pioneers with 3 down linemen and then Ryan McIntyre on the right end. This will be a handoff, and this will be Anderson. He's going to be stopped and blown up in the backfield. As Raynell Killian, good to have you back, will make the stop on a loss of 2. It's 4th and 5.
It's going to be 4th and 5. Newberry's kind of looking to decide what they want to do. No real indication, and finally here comes on the punt unit.
So Gibson Marsh will come out, 6'6" junior for the Newberry Wolves this season. And again, you talk about a Pioneer defense standing on their head, doing a great job there. The Wolves trying to flip the field position. They've scrimmaged from their own 5. They're trying to give Tusculum a dose of their own medicine as Cannon Hall will stand inside the 15. He's going to step up. He's going to ask for a fair catch and should have caught it. He actually asks for the fair catch. On the side, the ball hit, and then just let it hit, and it hits and falls inside the 10 and down to the 8, which is where the Pioneers will take over first. If he runs up and catches it, he catches it at the 12.
Yeah, it's not thinking as best as you could, but fortunately for the Pioneers, because that ball did hit and die, it could have just as easily rolled back, inside the 5.
Inside the 5. Fortunately, they're at the 7. So no score. I don't know if I've told you that lately. There is no score. This will be the 3rd offensive series for the Pioneers. They went for it on 4th down and did not get it on 4th and less than a yard. Actually, were stopped a full yard shy of the line of scrimmage. Hit in the backfield was Kellum. So 1st down and 10 from the 7. Kellum stays in the backfield for the Pioneers, and they'll pass to him out of the backfield is incomplete, as the pass a little too hot to handle from Ivan Corbin. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10. And now you don't gain any yards on 1st down. It doesn't really open up the playbook here on 2nd down.
No, what you're going to have to do is really look to get the ball downfield if you want to get anything out of this series.
2nd down and 10 with 3 wideouts all to the far side. Derek Wright, Tyler Agero, and Justice Parham to that far sideline. It is Kellum who stays in the backfield with Ivan Corbin. Moves to the left shoulder and now in motion across the formation. A little toss here to Derek Wright. Wright will get to the 10 and up to about the 12-yard line before he's taken down. What the defensive line for Newberry does do is they pursue the football, and that's Trey Irby, and he makes the stop after a gain of 4.
And that brings up 3rd and long. Pioneers really have to pull something out of the playbook to get a 1st down here, and hopefully we're not looking at the punt unit again.
Well, we've got Tyler Burke who's going to come into the backfield for the Pioneers. So it'll be Kellum that will come out. Burke, the Justin Houston-like player, love watching this young man play. He's in the backfield. Now he'll vacate, and the Pioneers will go empty against a 0 defense for Newberry, nobody back deep. Corbin on a blitz, picked up, pass across the middle is going to be incomplete, intended for Justice Parham, and it was broken up by David Vereen, their 5th-year senior all-conference corner. It's 4th down.
Speaking of the South Atlantic Conference, Brian, we mentioned Carson Newman trails UVA Wise 21-0 at halftime. 3 other games originally on tap for today. Mars Hill's at number 17, Little Ryan tonight at 6. Barton is at Limestone at 7. Catawba was supposed to be on the road at in-state rival number 13 Wingate, but Catawba's got COVID.
And I am blue in the face about that. Wow.
That game is canceled.
4th down, here comes Cantrell to punt it away. It is blocked. Cantrell has it blocked. It'll be picked up, and it'll be a touchdown for Newberry. A punt, block, touchdown, and for the Wolves, picking it up was Mallory Pinckney, and it's a 6-0 lead for Newberry.
Cantrell punting right around the goal line there. Newberry blocked it, and none of the Pioneers were back in any kind of coverage, whether or not it would have even mattered, because the Wolves picked the ball up at the 1 or the 2 and just fell forward into the end zone.
Ben Jackson, I believe, was the man who came free on that left end and comes in untouched, unscathed, and gets the punt block on Cantrell, and it was picked up by Pinckney, who takes it the extra 2 yards into the end zone. So Reel to come in and attempt the point after. Snap, hold, kick is up, and the kick is good. And our first score comes on special teams, a point of emphasis for Jerry Odom this week. This game could come down to special teams. The way the defenses have started, I'd say he's right. We go to a break, back in 30 seconds with 5:32 to play first quarter. It's Newberry 7, it's Tusculum 0 on the Pioneers Sports Network. Going to give Ben Jackson that block punt. Pinckney picks it up, returns it the 2 yards into the end zone, and the point after by Real. Newberry leads 7-0, 5:32 to play here in this opening quarter. Brian State and Joe Bird back with you. Jerry Odom talked at length in the pregame about our offenses will take care of each other, our defenses will take care of each other. I think it's going to come down to special teams, and Newberry has the first special teams play of the game.
Yeah, they really do. Big block to get the Newberry Wolves off to the lead.
Return by Kellum at the 4, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 32, maybe the 33-yard line before Reggie Kellum will be taken down and stopped there, and that'll be Brady Carson, a freshman from Blythewood, South Carolina. So the Pioneers down 7 here at home to the Newberry Wolves. Start this drive at the 33.
You know, obviously you don't want to give up a block punt no matter where you are on the field, but certainly whenever you're right back there on the goal line, whether it was lackadaisical effort or just excellent execution by Newberry, the Pioneers didn't get done what they needed to, and they paid the price.
Now Jackson came in up free, just wide open free. So they coaching staff must have seen something in the Pioneers setup on special teams for the punt, because he was unaccounted for right to the punter. 1st and 10, the handoff is Courtney Jackson, who crosses the 35 up to the 36-yard line. He'll be stopped there. Jackson has had a propensity early this year to put the ball on the ground, and that time he went into the hole with both hands on the football.
You know, ball security obviously has been an issue. We saw that last week with the turnovers, so hopefully that was something they focused on this week in practice.
Pioneers down 7-0, face 2nd down and 7. They started with a little tempo on their first drive, but they have since really slowed down. And it'll be Corbin who will line up in the gun. Jackson vacates, and Corbin will take off right up the middle. He's got a blocker at the 40. Penalty flag is thrown well behind the play, so this will negate the gain for a first down by Ivan Corbin and the stop by Vereen. It'll be our first penalty of the game.
Probably holding against the Pioneers, but I honestly didn't see anything.
So they see something against the Pioneers, and that's Joe Locke, the junior from Tampa, Florida. And the Pioneers will be penalized back to the 26-yard line. So to bring up 2nd down, about 17 now. And you don't want to be behind the chains, down 7-0 to the Newberry Wolves.
Here's still 4:41 left in the first quarter.
Corbin with the snap. Blitz comes, it's picked up. Corbin with some patience, and now he evades the pocket. 25, 30, and up to about the 32-yard line before he'll finally be taken down by A.J. Valentine. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 11 for the Pioneers.
Got most, but not quite all of the penalty yardage back, but still the Pioneers facing 3rd and long.
You know, in the spring, Newberry rushed 4. That's all they needed to rush. So, in other words, they're dropping 7 into coverage. And that's exactly what Corbin is looking at right now. All they're bringing is 4, and then Newberry's dropping into coverage. The crossing pattern's not there. The deep ball's not there. And Corbin doesn't have enough time with the 4-down lineman rush. Here they come again. Corbin will roll the pocket. He's got a man deep. Corbin tried to throw it deep, and then couldn't get rid of it. Then just lofts it up for grabs, and it's going to be caught. But was he in bounds?
No.
Darian Anderson makes the catch, but he had just drifted out of bounds. It's incomplete and 4th down.
All right, so once again, big fancy play, all for naught. The Pioneers are having to punt one more time.
All right, the last time this team was out, they had it blocked, and Newberry took it 2 yards into the end zone for the score. It's a 7-0 Newberry lead, and the Pioneers have had 3 series, and Corbin has yet to complete a pass. Tusculum does have 37 yards of offense to Newberry's 17. So Cantrell to punt. Good snap once again, and this time they do block it, and Cantrell got rid of it sooner than he would have liked, and it'll be an end-over-end roller inside the 30, inside the 25. Allen is dancing around it like he's going to pick it up, and the Pioneers down it at the 22. Not the prettiest punt, but it is an extremely effective punt for Andrew Cantrell, who gets the job done for the Pioneers this time.
Yeah, they always want to pin him inside the 20. Didn't quite get the roll for that, but still a good enough roll to get the Pioneers out of danger a little bit as far as their defense is concerned when they come on.
Newberry leading 7-0. And now Newberry with the football. And both defenses have done something right now, but you just don't – and really the Pioneer defense has played great all season. They've just given up explosion plays at the wrong time. Usually up 2 scores when they do that. 3:35 on the clock. Newberry starts this drive after the 45-yard punt, no return by Andrew Cantrell. Harris to pass quickly, looking into the flat, broken tackle at the line of scrimmage, across the 25 and up near the 30-yard line. And that's going to be Bryson Woodruff, and a little extra after, and a penalty flag is thrown as well.
I do not see whether that's going to go against the Pioneers, against the Wolves, or exactly who.
It's against Tusculum. There's an injured player on the sideline as well. That's Anthony Blue. Blue is down. He was just collateral damage on the sideline. Oh, my gosh. I tell you one thing I'm sick of, the after-the-play unsportsmanlike penalties against the Pioneers.
Yes. It's real easy to keep your mouth shut.
15-yard penalty up to the 45-yard line, and Anthony Blue, who is the all-conference, all-region defensive back, fifth-year senior, stays down on the sideline at Newberry. And again, he wasn't in on that play. He must have just been caught up in traffic on that stop out of bounds. Mario Anderson with the carry here. He'll break a tackle at the line of scrimmage, but won't break the 2, 3, or 4 tackles that come and get him after that. Led that time by Jihad Russ and John Smith. It'll bring up 2nd down and 7.
We mentioned Anderson in the pregame, Brian. He did have 371 yards coming into today's game, averaging 6.9 per carry.
That's pretty good. So it's going to bring up here 2nd down and 7 as the Virginia Wise Highland Cavaliers have just added another touchdown, Joe. 27-0, point after pending. 2nd down 7. Irby will go in motion behind the formation. Anderson is going to be hit and dropped. He is able to carry for maybe a yard, but he's hit behind the line of scrimmage. That's Jordan Smith, a young freshman, along with Kane DeShotters.
I do know that one of our seniors from West Green is up there today at UVA Wise. Highland Cavaliers offered him and his family some tickets to come up, be recruited and whined a little bit to come play in Wise, Virginia.
3rd down and 6. Dre Harris quickly to the line of scrimmage. And he'll get the snap. They won't even look over the sideline. He'll throw it quickly. The pass will be caught across midfield, and he'll take – that's a great spot. At the 46-yard line, a yard shy of the first, and Woodruff caught it and was hit immediately by the Pioneers' Jordan Taylor. And it's 4th down, and the punt team will come out for Newberry.
Yeah, that's a little bit surprising. I almost thought that Coach Knight would go for it here. Pioneers need to be very mindful and watch for some sort of hard count trying to draw them off.
All right, so apparently I marked off number 1 and made him 96, and apparently Ryshawn Glinton has kept his number 1 jersey. They didn't make that change, apparently. Several other changes have happened. So punting it away, Newberry, Cannon Hall's going to let it hit inside the 10, and it will die at the 3. I don't know if he's been told not to go pick up the football, but I still think if he runs over there to make the catch, then the Pioneers don't have it at the 3, they have it at the 9.
Yeah, and right now, absolutely, from what we've seen so far, the Pioneers have struggled to move the football. They've got to get something going here as we come down. Going to be under a minute left in the first quarter.
So Gibson Marsh, at the punt of almost 40 yards, no return, pins the Pioneers inside the 5 at the 3. Newberry's playing field position. They lead it 7-0. With 1:14 left here in this opening quarter. It will be Reggie Kellum who will be in the backfield with Ivan Corbin, who is 0 for 4 to start the game. Courtney Jackson, 4 carries for 19 yards, leading the effort for the Pioneers. Tusculum with 37 yards. And Pioneers are going to jump off sides on a false start. And going to be backed up half the distance to the 1.5-yard line.
Just lack of discipline has plagued this team for years and years. I don't know what the issue is because the players have changed, the coaching staff has changed, the officials have changed, but the lack of discipline hasn't.
Just inside the 2, Corbin is going to take off running to the right side. It takes a blocker to get back to the original line of scrimmage and will take it to the 5. The Pioneers fortunate to have that gain of about 3.5 because there was a lot of holding at the line of scrimmage that time. It'll bring up 2nd down and about 8.
2nd and 8 for the Pioneers. They do have the ball spotted right on the 5-yard line.
So Corbin, who comes in the 2nd leading rusher, 127 yards this season, 33 carries. Joe and I would like to see him be a little bit more disciplined in the pocket. That time it was just a straight designed run. Running to the right side. Has 2nd down and 8. Kellum moves over to the right shoulder of Corbin. Pioneers move right to left. Clock runs at 35 seconds to play here in the opening half. Derek Wright across the formation gets the pass behind the line of scrimmage, and he'll take it up near the 10-yard line to make it a 3rd down and manageable. Don't really mind this right now by the Pioneers because they're getting yardage instead of losing yards.
Yeah, they're getting yardage. They're moving forward. This is a 3rd manageable. They just need to make sure they execute well on this play.
Pioneers may take this to the end of the quarter. A punt block, return 2 yards for Newberry has been our score, and that's where we are at the end of 1 quarter. So the end of the 1st. It's the Newberry Wolves 7. It's the Tusculum Pioneers 0. It's the 24th renewal of the Tusculum-Newberry rivalry. Back with the 2nd quarter after this on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Regardless where you bought it, Gateway Nissan in Greenville is the best place for convenient local.
Nathan Humbert, the executive producer of the Pioneer Sports Network. Newberry leads 7-0, 33 yards of offense to the Pioneers 45. The Pioneers have thrown for 5. Newberry's thrown for 25. The Pioneers have 40 yards rushing. So that defensive struggle we anticipated we're experiencing right now.
Well, I mean, a defensive struggle certainly for the Pioneers because, Newberry has scored, but they've not scored a whole lot. Newberry's offensive output 31, 24, and 28, where on the flip side of that, Tusculum's offense 58, 38, and 24. They've been coming back a little bit since each game, but playing a defense as good as Newberry, like I say, it's going to be a defensive struggle for everybody today.
So the Pioneers facing 3rd down and 3 out of the quarter break to start the 2nd quarter, trail 7-0. Corbin is going to be blitzed and has a man wide open. Kellum couldn't get him the ball. He was rushed, and Kellum was wide open, and Corbin just couldn't deliver an accurate pass. It's incomplete. It's 4th down.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been a cakewalk for the 1st down there for the Pioneers if the ball had just been thrown where Tusculum needed. And unfortunately, Andrew Cantrell punting out of his end zone again.
So 4th down, and Cantrell, as mentioned, punting out of his end zone. Allen will go back deep and wait for it right at midfield. Here comes the pressure, and Cantrell gets away another great punt. This is a complete spiral. Turns over. Allen fields it at the 43. Running to the far side, the wall is set up to the 45-50, 45-40, and Allen will take it to about the Pioneer 36, and there is a penalty flag down, but man, you could see the wall set up. You could see Allen with plenty of green grass in front of him, and then somebody reached out and made a last-ditch grab of someone's jersey, and that's going to bring this one back.
Yeah, it is, but it's still they're going to be on Tusculum's side of the field.
Oh, wait a minute. It's a blindside block. I didn't see that one. So take it back to midfield.
Yeah, should set up somewhere around the 49 there on Tusculum's side of the field. Beautiful punt by Andrew Cantrell. Just a great job by Newberry to set up what they needed to get the return.
So they're going to back it up. They ended at the 35-yard line, so they'll move it right back to the 50. And that's where Newberry will take over. They've had the field position since their opening possession when they took over 1st and 10 at their own 5-yard line. They have controlled the field position. The Pioneer defense has done well. But, again, you can't break. You have to play well for 60 minutes. It's not the first 3 series.
Yeah. It does take an entire game, and as we've seen already once this year, sometimes it takes more than a game.
Sometimes it does. 2 overtime loss to Shawan. Anderson is in the backfield. Out of the pistol is Dre Harris. The little play-action pass. It's complete to Irby, and blowing it up is Jordan Taylor. That is a coffin corner type hit, and Irby gets up extremely slow.
Yeah, I mean, that was an absolute brutal hit, and I'm honestly shocked that they didn't throw some sort of penalty on that, because that's the kind of hits that they're trying to legislate out of football. It was a clean hit, but I mean, it was just massive straight, there were probably some helmet-to-helmet contact in there.
And Taylor didn't go crown of the helmet to Irby, but he did go straight in on him when you look at it. And it was obviously a violent impact. It'll be a loss of 2. 2nd down and 12. It will be Dre Harris. He's going to keep it. He's going to break 1 tackle, but then we'll just get back to the line of scrimmage before he is taken down by Jamichael Wilson. And Wilson makes that stop along with Jahad Russ. It'll bring up 3rd and 10.
Yeah, it's actually going to be 3rd and 11. He got 1 yard of the 2 lost back from the previous play.
Irby is back on the field very quickly after taking that big hit by Jordan Taylor. So 3rd down and 11, and the Pioneers excited on the sideline with Newberry leading 7-0 here in the 2nd quarter. Anderson on the right shoulder of Dre Harris. Working out of the shotgun with 3 wideouts to the far side. Gets the snap, looks to pass. Jahad Russ with some pressure. Harris is going to break that contain, and he'll take it down to the Pioneer 40-yard line, or close to that, which looks very close to a 1st down.
And right here's the typical thing we see. The Pioneers had Harris by the jersey behind the line of scrimmage for a loss, but wind up giving enough. If it's not for a 1st down, it's just by a few blades of grass.
It's a half-yard shy. Todd Knight says, let's leave the offense out there. So that's what they'll do.
Absolutely, go for it. Try to do a little bit of a slow count, but ultimately, all you got to do is get the ball to your quarterback and let him go forward.
Missed tackles. Jahad Russ was back there, and he had Dre Harris, but he just had enough strength to break that tackle and get 9.5, almost 10 yards. And now Harris comes under center and follows his big center across the 40 and down to the Pioneer 39. Will get the yard needed for that 1st down. 1st and 10, Newberry.
Well, there's that 3rd down. It wasn't really a 3rd down conversion officially, but it might as well have been.
Right.
Tusculum could have gotten defense off the field, but just couldn't finish up the job.
And get that 3rd down stop. Wilson is going to limp off the field for the Pioneers as Glasgow comes back on. He's big on that series, those first 2 downs, but on 4th down, Newberry moves the chains. 2 wideouts to the far side, 1 to the near side, that's Woodruff. Anderson in the backfield with Dre Harris out of the gun, and this will be Harris to pass. He's under pressure, and Ryan McIntyre's going to bring him down for a sack. McIntyre just comes around left end and makes that stop back beyond the 40 at the 41. We're going to be 2nd and 12.
Loss on the down there, so defense recovered from giving up the 3rd down. They just have to keep it going.
Carson Newman is on the board. They trail 27-7. They're in the 3rd. It's 2nd and 12. It's 7-0 Newberry here in the 2nd quarter. Grueling stretch for the Pioneers. The top 3 teams' preseason picks, who the Pioneers have, 2 of them on the road, including next week against Wingate. A little misdirection handoff. This will be Anderson. He'll be upended as he gets inside the 40 and down to the 35-yard line. He'll pick up 7 here, make it a 3rd down and 5, and then a penalty flag comes in after the play. And more jaw-jacking, and I think this will go against Tusculum as well.
Just taking a look at the reaction of the Newberry players, I would guess you're right. And we do have a Pioneer down on that.
It's Tycorian Brown who made the stop. I think he went in low with a shoulder, maybe even an ankle injury. He may have got stuck on the turf when he made that stop against Anderson's a big old boy. He's a big kid running at you. He's 5'8", 203 pounds. 5'8" may be generous.
Coach Odom not happy with the Pioneers there, meeting them out on the field at the hash marks and expressing his displeasure that this penalty is going to go against Tusculum.
After the play, unsportsmanlike, number 2.
He's done. He's done. Jermaine Witherspoon is done for the day. His second unsportsmanlike.
Didn't even make it halfway through the second quarter. Played the first quarter,
and a guy that just Jerry Odom needs him. And Witherspoon's day comes to an end. A 15-yard penalty will take it down to the 20, and this penalty-aided drive once again for the Newberry Wolves. Wow. It's just shocking. Everything about it shocking. So Dre Harris works out of the pistol. Mario Anderson stands behind him with 3 wideouts to the far side. Allen will go in motion behind the formation, hand it off to Anderson. He'll take it inside the 20 to about the 18-yard line. He's met there by Taylor, who has played well as a true freshman. Pardon me, that's Jordan Smith, sorry. That's Jordan Smith on the stop.
of course, I say this very tongue-in-cheek, but with double numbers, you see number 2, Jermaine Witherspoon, talking to Tusculum's other number 2, Derek Wright, right now, so you could play off. Well, no, the first one was against Wright, not Witherspoon.
Yeah, you could. 10:25 to play here in this second quarter. Anderson just picking his way. He'll take it inside the 15, stays on his feet, turns the legs down inside the 12-yard line. It will be third down, and Newberry starting to lean in a bit on this defensive front for the Pioneers.
Right, Pioneers, that penalty-aided drive. You know, I see Witherspoon is walking around down on the sideline with his jersey off in hand, but I'm pretty sure he actually is supposed to leave the sideline.
You know, they have changed their rule. If you're ejected, as long as you don't have your helmet, you can stay on the sideline.
Okay.
Which he doesn't have in his hand right now. Harris is going to keep it, come to the near side. 10-5 to the pylon for a touchdown. Touchdown Newberry, touchdown Dre Harris, touching Paydirt from 12 yards away.
Newberry getting the first touchdown off of a blocked punt and their second one off of a penalty-aided drive for the Wolves.
So it will be Newberry up 13-0 here at Pioneer Field. Tusculum's defense has played well, but again, they're going to need more out of their offense. Corbin is 1 of 6 for just 5 yards, and they just haven't been as solid as they need to. The extra point by Lawson Reel is up, and it's good. We go to a break and return in 30 seconds here to Pioneer Field. 9:48 left here in this opening half. It is Newberry 14. It is Tusculum 0. Pioneer football continues after this on the Pioneer Sports Network. Wolves as the drive goes 9 plays, 50 yards. Harris was 1 for 1 passing. They had 6 carries for 27 yards and 1 big 15-yard penalty, which ejected Jermaine Witherspoon from this game. And Dre Harris, team's second leading rusher this year, has his second rushing touchdown of the game, and Newberry leads 14-0.
And just like others, you say sometimes the rules are fluid. Does Witherspoon have to sit out the first 2 quarters of next week's game at Wingate?
No, just this game. It's the full, if it was the second half, then yeah. So it will be Newberry to kick it away, Reel. Burke chases it down at the 6. 10, 15, 20, 25. Burke stays on his feet before he's finally taken down at about the 27-yard line. Special teams tackle made by Daquane Brunson, third-year sophomore out of Saluda, South Carolina. Pioneers need an answer, and they need it on this drive. They've had very little going offensively.
You know, we talk about the intensity of this game and rivalry over the years. In the early days, the Pioneers were very successful because they recruited in Newberry's back door.
Yeah.
That also set up for the intense rivalry because so many of these players have played high school football against each other in South Carolina, great high school football. But now with some of these situations, I honestly don't know why you've got guys from South Florida and guys from South Carolina getting into it this way.
Right. As intense as this has been. Handoff. This will be Courtney Jackson from the 26. He'll cross the 30 up to about the 33-yard line. One of his longest runs of the day. One of the longest plays for the Pioneers. And we got an injured Newberry Wolf. That is Craig Barksdale. And he appears to be okay.
It looks like he must have just taken some kind of shot into the face or something, because he was really holding. I obviously can't see what kind of face mask he has, but maybe somebody got the fingers in there.
2nd down and 2. The Pioneers trying to go fast. They tried that and then came right out of it. Here is Schellenbach on the catch inside the 40 and up to the 42-yard line for the Pioneers. So that's the first pass beyond the line of scrimmage that has been caught by a Pioneer receiver today, as the catch made by Will Schellenbach.
Schellenbach does have a good crew in the crowd here today.
This will be a fumble by Courtney Jackson. Jackson fumbles it, and I think the Pioneers are fortunate to hang on to it. Jackson's 4th fumble of the season. He has lost 2 coming into today, and that's Will's brother, Ben Schellenbach, who makes that fumble recovery for the Pioneers.
I was talking about the family support, because I can see in the stands they've got T-shirts with
Schellenbach
Schellenbach on the back of them. So I guess I know who they're rooting for.
We got a timeout on the field, and we'll take that break. We got 2nd down when we come back after this 60-second break. 8:49 to play here in this after Courtney Jackson's fumble recovered by Ben Schellenbach. It'll be Reggie Kellum who will be in the backfield on this 2nd down and 4 play from the 47. Corbin to pass. He's got a man wide open. He missed Moore. Passes out to right in the flat, across the 45, and up near the midfield stripe and out of bounds at the 49. It's a 2-yard gain. It's 3rd down and 2. We absolutely missed Bryce Moore, the tight end, streaking down the middle of the field.
Yeah, it's a bad break there. The Pioneers do have the ball now. 3rd, and it looks really going to be about 2. It looks like they're on the 49. They've got to get to the other 49.
Corbin going to hand it off to Kellum. No chance. He had absolutely no chance on that play, handing it off in the backfield, trying to go fast, and the right side of that defensive front collapsed the left side of the offensive line, and the first man back there is a guy whose jersey I don't have, wearing number 0, and it may be a change from somebody early in the contest, but I don't have his jersey. Either way, it's 4th down.
And the Pioneers are bringing on the punt unit still. 4th and 2, so Andrew Cantrell punting once again from his side of the field.
4th down and right at 2. No gain for Kellum. Ryshawn Glinton will come and set up to this near side. He wasn't ever set, so we're going to go 5 yards further back. And Allen is going to come up and fair catch the ball at the 15-yard line. And really, if you get another kick out of this, I'd say Cantrell would rather have another kick. We were never set on the line of scrimmage. We still snapped it. We're moving around all over the place. It's just a very frustrating time right now. And we've experienced this really over the last 3 weeks. And I think Newberry can take 5 yards after the end of the kick.
And they are going to replay it, which could very well turn out to the Pioneers' benefit, knowing what kind of punter Andrew Cantrell is.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to pin Newberry deep. They had him at the 15. He may get him inside the 10 this time. Or Newberry may say, hey, let's go get another one. And may go block another one.
Take it back to the house.
Newberry has a punt block for a touchdown, and they have an offensive rushing touchdown. They lead at 14-0. As drifting back deep once again will be Allen for the Newberry Wolves. Brentley standing at the 15, and they almost do get it. And it'll be a much shorter punt, and Brentley Allen gains 10 yards out of the 5-yard penalty. So again, they had the Wolves at the 15. Now they have it at the 25 after another penalty by the Pioneers.
It's just you have to wonder these issues with the Pioneers, how much of it came in because guys that you had planned on having these veterans coming into camp in the fall.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't have it, and so although these guys have been on campus, 5 or 6 weeks or more now practicing, getting ready, it's still not what you had thought were your plans going into the season.
Hey, no question, it's a young group after losing 11 veterans from last spring's conference championship winning team, and now it'll be 1st and 10 for Newberry. Dre Harris under some pressure, throwing the ball downfield. Irby catching it at the 40 and is taken down right as he makes the catch by Tykorian Brown, but it'll be a gain of 15, 1st and 10 for Newberry.
Yeah, I mean, in that situation, if you can take 15 yards each time, not really worry about yards after the catch, no big deal. It was just a well-executed play by Newberry.
7:20 to the half. Newberry leads 14-0. They quickly get to the line of scrimmage, trying to go in a hurry, and then fake the snap and then look over to the sideline, and Harris will reset the play. A lot of movement for both Newberry and Tusculum at the front. And this will be Harris. He's actually fortunate that he was able to get the handoff. It almost looked as if it was a bad exchange. And somebody who I don't have on the roster wearing number 35 today. I don't have that on either one of the rosters that I received. But that young man almost dropped the football right out of Dre Harris's hands.
Yeah, I think if we look over here beside us in the other radio booth, Newberry's crew doesn't know who 35 is either.
Yeah, they don't. We're just calling 35. 2nd down and 11. 4 wideouts in the formation. Woodruff and Irby to the far side. Kitchens and Allen to the near side. And movement, they were going to try to get Tusculum to jump is what they were doing, and Newberry decided they were taking off. So 5-yard penalty, only the second penalty against the Wolves so far in the game.
Yeah, and for them, it's the 5-yard variety where the Pioneers have been hit multiple times on the 15-yarders.
Twice 15-yard penalties, both on Jermaine Witherspoon with unsportsmanlike, and 2 unsportsmanlikes in a game, and you're ejected. So we've lost Jermaine Witherspoon for the game. Jerry Odom will tell you, he and Raynell Killian are 2 key guys in that secondary and really the quarterbacks of his defense. 2nd down and 16 for Newberry. Harris is going to keep it, running to the right side. He's got some daylight, but there's Jihad Russ, who makes an ankle-grabbing tackle of Dre Harris as he was just going by. Harris is going to pick up about 7 or 8, crosses the 40 to the 42-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and 8.
I hear defense really needs to step up. 5 minutes, 44 seconds left before the half. You're at home, conference game, you're down 2 touchdowns, so you've got to do something to get your offense on the field and give them a chance to put some points on the board.
So here comes Richard Gervale, that speed rusher for the Pioneers. On this 3rd down play, Tusculum needs to get off the field. Gervale, the All-American sprinter for the Pioneers. Harris, play action. He's just going to loft it out of play, and that will be incomplete, and the Pioneers do get the stop. It's 4th down, and the punt team will be out for Newberry.
Yeah, so right now we'll see how well Newberry can try to flip the field and pin these Pioneers back as time is winding down here in the 2nd quarter.
I see Cannon Hall run up and catch one instead of just let it go. And again, it may be the game plan today. It may not be his fault. He may just be told to let it go, but lost some yardage just by watching the ball hit the ground where he is in the area to at least catch it. 4th down, snap is back, and it's a good punt. It's angled to the far sideline. And again, Hall's just going to watch it hit the ground. This time it takes a Pioneer roll. It bounces at about the 12 and comes back across the 15 to the 16-yard line. But still another good punt inside the 20 by Gibson Marsh, and the Pioneers take over 1st and 10.
First bit of a break the Pioneers have had on that, because in the previous punts they've either hit and took a Newberry roll or at least gone sideways. This one did bounce back and give the Pioneers about 5 yards out of it.
All right, Pioneers, and again, down 14-0. I don't think there's any question they need points on this drive. They need to put together an offense. 3 points in the first half last week against Limestone before rallying for the win, and 0 points this week. And again, 6 points in their loss in the spring to the Wolves, who have won 2 straight against the Pioneers. Corbin hands it off. This will be Reggie Kellum running left side. Kellum will be taken down as he crosses the line of scrimmage and makes it up to about the 18-yard line. So Kellum getting that carry for the Pioneers. It'll bring up 2nd and 9.
Yeah, a yard if you're lucky. It's just not what the Pioneers needed on the first down here, trying to get something going.
14-0 Newberry. 2 wideouts to the near side. So that second unit, Will Sweeper and Anderson. To the far side is going to be Schellenbeck for the Pioneers. Corbin with the snap out of the gun. Looks across the middle, complete to Schellenbeck. Nice catch, nice spin at the 30. 35 and up to the 36-yard line. It'll be a 1st and 10 for the Pioneers.
Still a nice pickup. It could have been even more. Newberry got lucky there with kind of a shoestring tackle to trip up Will Schellenbeck.
So Darian Anderson and Jackson Boone to the near side. Will Sweeper and Schellenbeck to the far side. Kellum in the backfield with Ivan Corbin of the Pioneers with the snap, and it'll be Corbin keeping it and pulling it out of the gut, running around left end, and he's run out of bounds by Josh Edwards, who had him dead to rights in the backfield, and Edwards continued to run after him. And Corbin picks up big yards on first down. It's 2nd and 4.
Yeah, it's going to be a pickup of 6 there for Corbin. That play was designed, and it was effective there. Now gives them some options on 2nd down.
2nd down 4. As Corbin working from the gun. Kellum in the backfield on the left shoulder. Pump fake to the left and then goes right back to Schellenbeck. Catches it at the 45 and takes it down to the Newberry 44-yard line. As he'll be stopped there by Jaquez Smith. It's 1st and 10, Pioneers.
It'll certainly be nice if the Pioneers can keep this drive going and drive on down. Will Schellenbeck's done an excellent job of picking up the yardage when the Pioneers need it.
Will Schellenbeck has not been a focal point of the offense to this point of the season, but a nice time and a nice day for it to happen. And a nice drive. This will be the Reggie Kellum right up the middle at the 40, 35, 30, 25, and down to the 24-yard line. Reggie Kellum with the long rush, and the Pioneers offense is moving.
You know, I can't swear that he would have taken that to the house, but he had a very good opportunity. Only Nick Yearwood for Newberry got a hand on his foot.
So it is the first down. Kellum gets another carry, tiptoes across the line, and will take it to about the 22-yard line before he'll be stopped. And it'll bring up a 2nd down and about 8 coming up for the Pioneers.
Pioneer offense finally showing some signs of life here this afternoon.
We've seen this the last few weeks, you know, stagnant, and then all of a sudden explosive. And it's all been sparked by Will Schellenbeck as the pass-catching tight end for the Pioneers today. Courtney Jackson is in on 2nd down and 7. Corbin to pass, steps up in the pocket, breaks contain, and he'll take it for maybe right at the line of scrimmage. And he does well to get back there where it's 3rd down and 7. Newberry brought an all-out blitz.
Yeah, I mean, he actually ran with the ball for about 5 or 6 yards, but unfortunately that's because he got the football that far behind the line of scrimmage before tucking and going.
So Schellenbeck, with his first catches of the season, 3 of them for 39 and an 18-yard reception for the Pioneers. Into the contest in the backfield is Kenneth Dallas, a junior from Brunswick, Georgia. In for Courtney Jackson. 3rd down and 7 at the 23-yard line with the snap to Corbin. Looking, rolling the pocket near side. Now he's in trouble. Now he's going to take off and run, take it inside the 20, maybe the 19, and this may be Eli Shepard time.
Checking the sidelines there, no indication yet. I see Shepard on there, and he is stepping onto the field.
Let's bring him out. Let's try to get something out of this drive. It's been very effective for the Pioneers. Began at the 16-yard line, and there's a minute 35 to the half as this drive has gone now 61 yards. And so Shepard is going to attempt from 36 yards near hash, going left to right into the Tusculum practice indoor facility. Snap, hold is down, kick is missed. He's pulled this to the left. Pioneers cannot cash in on the drive. The snap was a bit high, and the Shepard just could not get that straight through the uprights. So the drive, effective, ends in 0 points.
Does give Newberry the football back with a minute 13 before halftime, and Wolves do have all their timeouts left.
So coming up here at the half, the Tusculum University halftime report, we're going to be talking with Dr. Fate, Dr. Bird about their respective programs here at Tusculum. Dr. Fate, Dean of College of Business, will be joining us. And Dr. Bird going to be talking to us, of course, somebody you know very well. Going to be talking to us about the Bachelor in Science for Sports Science and what that is all about. Newberry with the football. They're also going to have the second half kickoff. New quarterback is into the game. See this a couple of times. As into the contest is Brandon Thompson, a big kid, 6'1", fourth-year junior out of Union, South Carolina. Tusculum is going to burn a timeout and try to preserve the clock, maybe get a chance to get it back. Like that last drive, I can tell you that. A Pioneer team that looked very good, very effective.
It really did. If we could see some of that. And you talked about how, stagnant, explosive. That's maybe exciting, but I would just rather see some consistency out of the Pioneer offense.
Right, I get you. Tusculum next week begins a 2-game road swing and a very tough 3-game stretch. Here today against Newberry, then next week against 13th-ranked Wingate, who is not playing football today because Catawba came down with COVID. And their entire football team must be infected with COVID because they're not able to play today. So they're going to be out the next 10 days, according to South Atlantic Conference protocols, which means Limestone is going to get a win next week against Catawba.
Well, I'm not going to hold my breath on that. We'll wait and see whether or not they suit up next Saturday. That is protocol, but we know sometimes in the South Atlantic Conference things change depending on who it is.
Listen, we're at a day and age, you can't pick and choose who you play. You got beat today because you didn't want to go show up and play. You're going to take the loss next week as well because you shouldn't be able to play because of the rules. Out of the timeout, this will be Thompson. He's just going to take off and run. He's got big yards, 25, and he'll take it up to about the 30-yard line. He's going to move the chains, 1st and 10 for Newberry with 57 seconds left here in this opening half.
I think some of the teams who used it as an excuse back in the spring to not play games, they should have had a penalty of some sort coming into this fall.
Catawba being one of them.
Carson Newman being the other.
It's hurting them. They're down 33-7, Joe. Play action pass caught by Irby, shy, maybe just a 2-yard gain up to about the 33-yard line. Called a gain of 3, second down at 7. Clock runs inside to 30 seconds to play here in the half.
And right now, Newberry can get out of here not in any kind of hurry to get a playoff. Going to save it for the last minute or last second, so to speak.
So 20 seconds on the clock. And Tusculum not going to burn that timeout. And really, Newberry played Tusculum's hand by picking up a first down. And Newberry's going to say, hey, we can take this all the way into the locker room. They receive the second half kickoff. They get a punt block for a touchdown, and then they take field position and a penalty-aided drive for an offensive touchdown, a rushing touchdown by Dre Harris to take into the locker room a 14-0 lead. They led it 14-6 at halftime back in the spring. The Pioneers missed a field goal here right at the end of the first half. Coming up, our Tusculum University halftime report. Dr. Fate, Dr. Bird will be joining us, and that's on the other side of this. Your score at the break, it's Newberry 14, Tusculum 0. Pioneer football will continue after this and the Pioneer halftime report on the Pioneer Sports Network.
We are in Granger County, Tennessee, here at Pierce Farms, and the Pierce family has been working with Ingalls for over 30 years. It means a great deal supplying produce as a local farmer. It really touches base knowing that we're just simple people just trying to help, and we love what we do, and Ingalls is a huge part of helping us do it. Farming is who we are, and it's in our blood. God has really blessed us with the sun and the soil to grow the best tomatoes you'll find anywhere. I believe it's really in the soil. So if you're in Granger County and you farm tomatoes, then you're in. Just a great blessing on us to actually farm and be able to farm and to supply tomatoes to people. And Ingalls really cares about family farms like Pierce Farms, and they really care about their customers. We're just glad to be a part of that. God has blessed us with a really great partnership there. They make fresh local produce have real meaning for lots of people. I'm Shane Pierce, and this is my Ingalls story.
Hello, my name is Jacob Fate, and I'm the Dean of the College of Business at Tusculum University. I'm proud to share with you that the programs in the College of Business received accreditation through ACBSP in December of 2018. The Accreditation Council for Business Schools and Programs accredits business schools and programs worldwide. This accreditation elevates our programs to the top programs worldwide.
Tasha, did you know Geico could save you hundreds on car insurance and a whole lot more? So what are you waiting for? Hip-hop group tag team to help you plan dessert?
French vanilla, rocky road, chocolate peanut butter cookie dough. Scoop that is, scoop that is, scoop that is, scoop that is, scoop shakalaka, 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 shaka, scoop shakalaka, shakalaka, shakalaka.
Geico. Switch today and see all the ways you could save.
Johnson City Toyota is the #1 Toyota dealership in the Tri-Cities because we make buying simple. First, we discount every vehicle every day, and we stand behind what we sell with a lifetime warranty. For more, simply go to johnsоncitytoyota.com.
Leads 14-0 here at halftime as we welcome you into the Tusculum University halftime report. Joined by Dr. Jacob Fate, he's the Dean of College of Business here at Tusculum. And I was asking him, I couldn't recall when it was when he came in. I didn't know if he came in right with Dr. Hurley or not, but it was the year after he actually had started. So you've been here for now 4 years. So how has it been? How have you enjoyed your time here at Tusculum?
Hey, I've really enjoyed my last 4 years here at Tusculum. We've been able to do a lot of strategic moves, and the College of Business has helped us grow.
Yeah.
As of this fall, we're the largest college on campus here at Tusculum University, around 550 students.
That is big. I mean, and I think business, obviously, you can do so many things with that, and be a great. I think we celebrated National Entrepreneur Day, or National Entrepreneurship Day, I think last week. I was reading that, and I thought, business people, they know what's going on. All right, what academic programs does Tusculum's College of Business offer for that student athlete or that just plain student that's listening right now to us?
Sure. So the College of Business offers 5 different programs. Our undergraduate business program is the Bachelor of Science in Business Administration. It has 5 different majors: management, marketing, entrepreneurship, IT, accounting, and economics. We also have our Pioneer MBA program, which is the country's only 5-class MBA.
Yeah.
Rather entrepreneurial there.
Yeah.
This fall, we launched a Master of Science in Entrepreneurial Leadership. This is its first semester under our belt here. And then we just absorbed the sport management classes here at Tusculum. So our Bachelor of Arts in Sport Management, as well as our Master of Arts in Sports Administration program, are housed in the College of Business.
And, I think that's big because a lot of the student athletes, you see the sports management, you see that, and you're able to get a chance to get them. Is that what you would consider one of the special characteristics? What would be some of the special characteristics for these programs?
Sure. One highlight of those sport management programs, our faculty in those programs worked on an ACBSP, or Accreditation Council for Business Schools and Programs, self-study all summer long, and they submitted that to the board there. We are hoping for a positive decision here come December.
And that's huge for this program.
That's huge for both the undergraduate and graduate sport management programs. A couple of highlights of those programs: that Pioneer MBA program, in addition to being the only 5-class MBA in the country, it also has an employer focus. We found that our core, our bread and butter students that were going through that program were looking to elevate themselves within their current organization or field, not necessarily take a 90-degree turn from finance into management. So what we did was we embedded employer-focused projects. So we would either pair them with a local employer or where they're employed at, and every class would have some project that would put them in the limelight at work as well.
Yeah, that's great. I'm hearing a lot about the MBA. So one of the more interesting things about that, I think you kind of hinted on that, the Comprehensive Business Project class. Tell me the benefits it provides the students and the companies that they'll be assisting.
Sure. So just like I said, we had a lot of focus groups, and we were asking our students, what outcomes are you looking for? And we were asking our employers, what outcomes are you looking for? Okay. So this comprehensive business project is sort of the capstone to the program, and they will work on a project with their employer or a matched employer in the area. And that might be anything from driving revenue in a certain region, launching a new product line, deploying faculty staff, whatever that might be more efficiently. Some of the highlights that I can remember, we had a young lady in the healthcare industry looking at time to bed for a hospital. which somebody not in the healthcare industry that doesn't click initially, but once I started thinking about that customer service aspect, super important. Another one did a feasibility study on some changes to our bookstore here on campus.
Okay.
That was a really neat project that happened just this summer.
Georgios Sharkousakis, I think that's Sharkousakis.
Yes.
He did one on the club that I run, Galaxy. So I was actually helping him and assisting him. That I didn't know what I was doing at the beginning, but I realized. I said, "What are you doing this for?" And he came across and said, "Man, what an interesting idea! What an interesting concept." So that was really cool for him too. Now, if you didn't know, he's up in Boston working for another club, but also a Fortune 500 company up there. So whatever you're doing is working for a lot of these kids, and that's why they're coming here to Tusculum. And of course, Georgios, that kid from Greece. All right, so the College of Business achieved a number of impressive state national rankings recently, and what would you attribute that? I mean, why are you guys been so successful and had so much success?
Sure. First and foremost, our faculty in the College of Business, led by our faculty chairs, Dr. Reed, Dr. Ray, and Dr. Flynn. A couple of other pieces to share. In 2018, we started reporting a lot of our good data, our retention data, our outcomes data, to U.S. News and World Reports. That data set is where a lot of these third parties are pulling their rankings in out of. Lastly, our accreditation that we went through in 2018. Having that box checked has helped us rise within a number of those different rankings.
You know, I hear you say a lot about the accreditation and what it means, and I hear that, oh, you know, we're going through another accreditation, we're going through this. Why is it important, and how does it help you?
Sure. Great question. You know, at its very root, really forcing us to work on our strategic plan and where we're going forward. It's helped us in terms of faculty recruitment as well.
Okay.
What I can share there is after going through that process, our last 3 faculty hires in the College of Business, out of pools of over 100 each, was our top pick.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen. That may never happen in my career again. But being able to attract and retain talent at that level in terms of our faculty is huge. But even more importantly for the College of Business, how important is that for our students? That's a resumental piece.
Right.
When their resume reads Tusculum University, College of Business, ACBSB accredited, that employer now knows that the core of our business program meets the rigorous standards of that global accrediting body.
You know, off script, you know, somewhat here, just a little bit. This whole accreditation thing and how it helps and what it goes to, do the students understand that and how important that is as well?
Yes, that's something that I visit a number of our classes each week and have conversations about what it means for them and how important that is for them to talk about when they do go out and when they do start interviewing. And in terms of their career outcomes, the changes that we've made to the curriculum, what that's going to mean for them going forward.
All right, I got 2 young kids coming up the ranks in high school, just kind of starting. And, you know, they're starting to look at this and starting to try to understand, in your biased opinion, I think business is number one a way to go. There's a lot of things that you can major in, but why business? Why would you take a business career, and why do you think it is so important going forward?
Sure. On the business side, I think it's one of those areas of focus in terms of study that can leave you that broad spectrum of where to go.
Right.
I've had several short careers before ending up in academia, right? I was a public accounting. I ran resorts. I ran restaurants. And now on the academic side, faculty, chair, dean,
right.
Those type of roles. And I think that's a strong skill set. Anybody that has that core accounting background, right? They have aspirations of eventually becoming a manager, a budget manager, and knowing those core pieces is going to help them elevate their career.
You could be a public speaker too. You nailed it. Good job. Thank you. Dr. Fate here at Tusculum. Have any other questions? How can we get in touch with you? If we have any other questions, you know, what's a good way to get in touch with you?
Absolutely. My email address is the easiest, jfate, F-A-I-T, @tusculum.edu. I'd be happy to talk to anybody and speak about our college business.
Dr. Jacob Fate, thank you for joining us.
No problem.
That's our Tusculum University halftime report. We're back with more right after this. Here at the half, it's Newberry 14. It's Tusculum 0. This is Pioneer Football on the Pioneer Sports Network. We welcome you back into the Tusculum University Halftime Report. I said that we were going to be talking to Dr. Bird. We're going to get the best part half of Dr. Bird. That'll be Joe Bird, actually. So maybe not necessarily Dr. Suzanne Bird, but she's out refereeing volleyball. She's going to join us at homecoming, so I guess I kind of jumped the gun just a little bit. But part of this business, what we just talked with Dr. Fate, and kind of incorporating in the college the sports management, sports sciences of this, they're doing something really important that I think that she would want to bring out for those prospective students that are listening right now.
Yeah, it really is. As you say, she's actually at Carson Newman today. She was out representing Tusculum yesterday, giving a presentation to a big SACS accreditation event in Pigeon Forge. So I'm just stepping in, and she was talking about some new majors. She is with the sports science department. You can get a Bachelor of Science in Sports Science with pre-occupational therapy and physical therapy. And, that program really prepares the students to attend graduate school with a science focus. A couple of former students are already in PT and OT programs. That's Callie Patterson from the women's basketball team and Shelby Gray with women's lacrosse.
Sports science, we brought that up, in our chat with Dr. Fate as well. And again, that's something that is really evolving and becoming much bigger. And more people are becoming more aware of what that is.
Well, and that's one at the sports science you can get a Bachelor of Arts degree, and this is very good for someone like myself who wants to be a high school teacher. We know a lot of athletes come to Tusculum with ideals of being a coach. Maybe if you want to really give back to your community, be a high school coach, be a teacher. If somebody is interested in fitness and personal training, strength coaching, being a PE teacher. And the good thing is you can complete this program in 3 years and actually come back to Tusculum like I did and get your Master of Arts in Teaching degree, so you could go into your field. And let me tell you, whenever you start out as a teacher with a master's degree, it's more money in your pocket. So if for someone who wants to come to Tusculum, get it done in 3 years for your degree, then another year or so for your master's degree, you can really do it. And you got a lot of the football players involved in the sports science program already.
DeShaughters, Agero, Theobald, Chapman, Schellenbach, and Gervell involved in that. We'll talk with Dr. Bird about that a lot more coming up homecoming. But Joe, thanks for stepping in and fixing getting me right.
That's all right.
We're back with more halftime. We'll talk about stats and plays when we return right after this. It's Newberry 14. It's Tusculum 0. This is the Tusculum University Halftime Report on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Broken windshield, take one. Hey guys, my windshield just got broken. I feel like I need to blow off some steam. Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Mr. Blanks, there's no need to be stressed. Geico makes it easy to file a claim online, on the app, or over the phone.
Yeah, but what if I never hear back? That's gonna make me want to go, Jack.
Nope, your Geico claims team is always there for you.
That makes me want to celebrate with some fireworks. 5, 6, 7, go. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah!
Geico. Great service without all the drama.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
For the Pioneers, Courtney Jackson, 33 yards, rushing on 6 carries. Reggie Kellum has 30 yards on 7 carries, and Corbin 20 yards. Newberry's Dre Harris has 34 yards. Mario Anderson has 25 yards. Dre Harris is 5 of 8 for 38 yards. Ivan Corbin's 5 for 10 for 46 yards. Will Schellenbach, 3 catches, 39 yards. Derek Wright, 2 for 7, both of them behind the line of scrimmage. Irby, 4 for 23, and Woodruff, 2 for 18. Cantrell has a 43-yard average today on 4 punts. Marsh, a 41-yard average on 4 punts. And Jahad Russ with 4 tackles. Alex Thomas with 6 to lead the way for Newberry. Let's take a look at your first half highlights brought to you by your Greenville Light and Power System. With about 5:32 left in the first quarter, the Pioneers were looking to punt it away, but it would be Pinckney who would come around the left end. Cantrell to punt it away. It is blocked. Cantrell has it blocked. It'll be picked up, and it'll be a touchdown for Newberry. A punt, block, touchdown. And for the Wolves, picking it up was Mallory Reel with the extra point. It would actually be blocked around that left side, as mentioned by Ben Jackson. And Pinckney picks it up for the 2-yard rush. The Pioneers were forced deep into their own territory and couldn't get out of their own end zone, had to punt it away. Newberry would take it at midfield, get a 15-yard penalty on Jermaine Witherspoon's second unsportsmanlike call. He was ejected from the game, and to cap the drive, Dre Harris would touch pay dirt. Keep it, come to the near side. 10-5 to the pylon for a touchdown. Touchdown Newberry, touchdown Dre Harris, touching pay dirt from 12 yards. 9 plays, 50 yards, 4:55 off the clock after the real kick was 14-0. That's where we are as we get set to start the second half. Newberry will be receiving the second half kickoff. Your Applebee's first half recap. Thanks for listening to the Tusculum University Halftime Report. At the break, it's Newberry 14, it's Tusculum 0. When we come back, it'll be second half action. It's Newberry 14, Tusculum 0 here on the Pioneer Sports Network.
So much of life these days is rushing around from one place to another. Sometimes you just want to enjoy the journey on the way to the destination. And part of what makes it a little more enjoyable is an appreciation for the folks who help you get there. At Ingalls, we know that the people who send you on your way are the same ones who keep you coming back.
I think you should take it for a spin. Are you serious?
Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
Pioneer football kicks off. So we welcome you back into Pioneer Field as we get set to start this second half of action. One game has gone final in the South Atlantic Conference. Everybody else not playing until tonight, with later kickoff times for Mars Hill and Lenore Ryan and Barton and Limestone. But one final in the league, Joe, and it was 4 overtimes in the spring. And I really think Carson Newman could have played in the spring because it definitely looks as if their offense needs some help.
Yeah, UVA Wise winning up big at home. Javon Gillespie having a good game for the Highland Cavaliers, winning 33-7 over Carson Newman.
That's huge. Tusculum women get a big win today as well.
Women's soccer team on the road at Coker in South Carolina. Lady Pioneers pulling off a 3-1 victory. Tusculum men probably, they should have kicked off by now. Tusculum men is at Coker, number 4 nationally ranked Coker. And then you've got the Tusculum women's volleyball team. They're playing at home right now to Lincoln Memorial.
Maybe.
Because
LMU got off the bus and started puking, so they did some rapid tests to see how they were going to be feeling. But I'm not sure. 9 in a row, Tusculum volleyball defeating Carson. We're going to hear a little bit more about that coming up at the end of our broadcast as well. So the Newberry Wolves will be receiving this second half kickoff. We welcome you back in. Our first kickoff of the day will be fielded inside the 5, 10, 15, and maybe the 20-yard line. So that is a great job by the kickoff team. And again, we have had so many different people kicking off. This time it was Eduardo Gonzalez, the sophomore out of Cosby. And he's the guy that started the season kicking off. And that's what, to me, that's my key to victory. Kicking it inside the 10 or the 5-yard line and then forcing the team to go 80 yards.
Yeah, force the team to go, and that's what the Pioneers need to do now. We're starting this second half. Tusculum was down 14-0. Not the end of the world, but I bravely caution against going down another score here.
So Newberry, with Dre Harris back in. Thompson ran the last 2 series of the first half for the Wolves. That has not been uncommon. And it's Dre Harris handing it off Mario Anderson. He got a great block on the edge, made a man miss, and he'll gain 5 yards up to the 25. Craig Watts and Glasgow combining on that stop. It'll be 2nd and 5 for the Wolves.
2nd and 5 balls will be spotted right at the 25-yard line on the near hash for the Wolves.
Tusculum did a nice job against the number 8 rusher in the country in the first half, Mario Anderson, holding him to just 24 yards in that first half.
Yeah, it's just not a great big pickup there for Anderson, as you say. Well, a net of 34.
2nd down and 5. Out of the gun will be Dre Harris. Harris, play action pass, looking deep, and this pass is too high and intended for Woodruff. And covering on the play was John Smith. If it is a perfect pass, it's a big gainer. But that was as close to perfect as you can get. The Pioneers force a 3rd and 5.
Pioneers trying to get themselves up here on 3rd down, and they've got to get a stop and don't let Newberry convert on them again.
So the Newberry Wolves, who lead 14-0, opening drive here of this second half. The Pioneer defense without Jermaine Witherspoon the rest of the way. They do have Raynell Killian in the backfield as Witherspoon 2 unsportsmanlike penalties in the opening half. Woodruff will come in motion. Harris to pass, all-out blitz right up the middle. Here comes the blitz by the Pioneers. Trying to get the corner is Harris. He's going to throw it away. It's incomplete. He was outside the pocket. He was back inside the 5-yard line. A smart play by Harris, but he didn't get the ball to the line of scrimmage. He has to get the ball across the line of scrimmage. Yes, there was a man in the area somewhat back behind the line of scrimmage, but he never got it to the line of scrimmage on the pass.
No, it should have been a penalty there, but either way, the Pioneers are getting Newberry off the field and hopefully can get some nice field position out of this.
That's just great pressure. Just right up the middle by that Pioneer defense. And a blitz, Jerry Odom calling that blitz, said he had something special for the Wolves today, but it's been a defensive struggle for both teams. So punting it away, another great punt this time by Marsh, and Hall will field it 28-30, and he'll take it across the 35 up to about the 36-yard line. On special teams, Keegan Kroll, the sophomore from Beaufort, South Carolina. So it's 1st and 10 for the Pioneer offense. They had a great drive to end the half that ended on a missed field goal. We'll see if the Pioneers can get back, and this time into the end zone.
Yeah, if the Pioneers can put together a good offensive drive and put the ball into the end zone, it changes the complexion of this game completely. They'll still be down, but I'd rather be down 14-7 as 14-0.
So the Pioneers and Ivan Corbin. Slow start. He's 5 of 10, just 46 yards. And the offensive numbers have drastically dropped since that blowout win against St. Augustine's in week number 1. And starting in the backfield with him is going to be Reggie Kellum. So Kellum in the backfield, and he'll run left, and he'll run right into the linebacking core of the Newberry Wolves. A.J. Valentine, the 3rd-year sophomore out of Johnstown, South Carolina. It's going to bring up 2nd down and about 6 for the Pioneers.
Yeah, pick up a 4. The Pioneers going to get the ball spotted on the 40-yard line.
Thought the Pioneers would just be going tempo, and the fact that they would want to run about 80 plays. They ran just 31 plays in the first half. And I think for the Pioneers, they want to get up to about 80 plays, but they're just not going with that tempo, and things have really slowed down. Corbin is going to take off, design quarterback run, and boy, Valentine and the defense had that play read right up the middle, and a nice job by him. And it's going to be no gain, maybe a half-yard gain. It's 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, Corbin pretty much lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. The ball spotted still on the 40.
Tyler Burke is going to come in. New package for the offense. Burke, the speedster, will be in the backfield. Look for him to vacate. 3 wideouts to the far side. Have not gotten Tyler Agero involved at all in this football game, nor Justice Parham. So Corbin to pass with the empty backfield. Newberry going to show blitz and back out of it. They're going to drop 7 in coverage, and they've got Burke deep, and they miss him. Just overthrew him. Corbin had Burke as he got lined up with a linebacker, Antonio Roach, which is the matchup they wanted, and Corbin missed.
Yeah, it's just overthrown by about 4 yards. Good job by designing the play and execution downfield. Unfortunately, they just didn't get the football there.
So a 3 and out for the Pioneers. Back deep is going to be Brentley Allen. Pioneers being blanked here today at Pioneer Field. So Cantrell, 1 blocked in that first half. Good snap again, and Cantrell gets away a wobbly spiral. Fair catch asked for by Allen as Gervell is standing right there in front of him, the All-American sprinter. Going to be 1st and 10 from the 16 for the Newberry Wolves. And so far to start this second half, field position, Tusculum advantage.
Field position, Tusculum advantage. Unfortunately, scoreboard, Newberry advantage.
Yeah, it's 14-0 Newberry. The block punt return for a touchdown from 2 yards, and the penalty-aided drive on offense. And the Pioneers, who have more total offense in this football game, it doesn't mean anything, as far as the number on the scoreboard, but it has been that defensive struggle we anticipated today. 1st and 10 at the 16. Dre Harris out of the pistol formation. And the run right up the middle is Anderson trying to get him a full head of steam, and he'll take it to the 21. He'll gain 5, and 2nd down and 5 coming up. McIntyre and company, they're on the stop with Craig Watts.
Just a push right up the middle right now. Newberry, although there's still a ton of football to be played, Newberry is content just to run the ball and pick up those big pieces of yardage and keep things going.
It's so funny to watch half the defensive line have their shoulder pads outside of their jersey. That can mean only one thing.
New style?
Yeah. That must be the vogue thing for the kids. Allen will go in motion across the formation. He's going to get the handoff, and Brentley Allen, the punt returner, will take it up to the 30-yard line and gain 9 yards. 1st and 10 for the Newberry Wolves.
Moving the chains as Newberry picks up the 1st down.
So the Pioneers down 14-0, and Newberry picks up the first down here of this second half. And now Dre Harris back in the gun. 2 wideouts to the near side, including Kitchens and the aforementioned Allen. Handoff, no, play action pass across the middle is incomplete. Tycorian Brown defending on Woodruff knocked it away. It's incomplete at 2nd down and 10 on what they call an RPO. And Harris read what he thought he had, but Tycorian Brown closed it in a hurry.
Yeah, Brown did a good job of getting up and staying clean on his defense, not to get any kind of pass interference penalty. It's a problem for the Pioneers in the first half. Hopefully they've corrected that.
I guess the key, stayed clean on the coverage. So Newberry facing a 2nd down and 10. Trips to the far side. Anderson in the backfield. They'll run an option to the right side. How about this? Old school football. And Anderson's going to turn his way for a 1st down. He'll cross the 40 and up to the 41, so they fool the Pioneers a bit. And they just run a straight option pitch for a gain of 11.
Well, obviously it worked for Carson Newman all those years, and it worked for Lenore Ryan for a number of years as well, just to run that option. Because even the plays that don't look like they're going to accomplish a whole lot, for some reason, next thing you know, the ball's being moved down the field.
Well, maybe Carson Newman needs to go back to that offense because it ain't working right now for them. So 1st and 10 for the Wolves. They have it at their 41-yard line with 10:40 and counting here in this opening moment of the second half in the 3rd quarter. Anderson on the left shoulder of Dre Harris, who works from the gun. Play action pass. Looking, he's going to go deep. He's got a man all the way out there, but he's overthrown him by 5 yards. Boy, he had beaten the coverage, and that was Irby, had gotten past John Smith, and it'll make 2nd down and 10. That is our first shot taken today.
Yeah, I mean, just really kind of straight down the middle of the field, come in a little bit, sort of a post route, long cannon of an arm by Harris, too long for the Newberry Wolves to capitalize.
I guess the Pioneers took their shot the last series on that 3rd down play, and we missed Tyler Burke, who was wide open behind the defense. I say wide open, 3 yards. But that time, Irby was 5 yards past the defense. 2nd down and 10 for Dre Harris and the Newberry Wolves. Again, a play action pass. He'll dump it back to Anderson, who he faked the handoff to. He got in the air, and that's a mistake because Tycorian Brown, along with Ryan McIntyre, get over there to make the stop after a gain of about 1. Make that 3rd down and 9 now for Newberry.
Here's a chance for the defense to step up. We're getting a lot of changes defensively for the Pioneers. Try to put some pressure on the Wolves and force a punt.
This is that 3rd down rush team with Richard Gravel and Yusef Lee. Just speed on the end, that's all it is. And just run right at him. Newberry 3rd down and 9 from their own 41 and a half. Under 10 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. 14-0 Newberry. Trips to the far side. Kitchens to this near side for Newberry. Anderson in the backfield with Harris. This will be Harris to pass. He's sacked. Richard Gravel got back there on a pure speed rush around the right end, and the All-American sprinter is the first to the backfield.
Just a great explosive play to the ball by Gravel. Harris never even saw what happened to him. He was looking for his target on his right. Gravel come from blind side and just dropped him.
Loss of 6, and the first sack after the Pioneers had a banner day with 8 sacks against St. Augustine's. They haven't had any over the last couple of weeks. So here they get their first, and against a guy who is very difficult, and against an offensive line, they don't give up tackles for loss. Matter of fact, they're ranked in the top 10 in fewest tackles for loss this year. I'll tell you one thing that they do have is a great punter. Marsh has drilled another beauty. This one is taken at the 20 and a fair catch by Hall. And with 8:59 remaining here in this 3rd quarter, I think we're going to get a timeout? We are. So we're going to take the break and return in 1 minute. 8:59 to play, third quarter. Newberry 14. It's Tusculum 0. Pioneer football will continue here in the 24th renewal of Tusculum and Newberry on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for. Because
after the 45-yard punt, no return by Marsh of the Wolves. Trips to the near side for the Pioneers. That second unit is out there. Will Sweeper, Darian Anderson, Jackson Boone. Courtney Jackson, the running back. He'll take it right at the teeth of that Newberry defense and be taken down after a gain of about 2 yards. And Valentine has had a big day. Couple of offensive linemen coming up lame, one coming up without a helmet. That doesn't always help that matters. Rick Genentome, the sophomore from Orlando, it's good to have him back after being injured game 1, but he'll exit for second down and 8.
He was slow to get up, banged up, and then also coming off with helmet in hand.
So it will be Corbin, Jackson on his left shoulder. 3 wideouts, Anderson, and Boone, and Sweeper all to this near side. They're going to run to the boundary side, the weak side, and Corbin is going right at that defense. Newberry, when they come with a load. And that is a big hit that time for Newberry's Jaquez Smith, the freshman out of Gaffney, South Carolina. It's going to bring up third down about 4 for the Pioneers.
The Pioneers need a little bit of magic on this to try to convert this first down.
Third down where the Pioneers have not converted on third down today. And again, they wanted to go with tempo. They do get Newberry to the line of scrimmage quickly, but this battle of attrition, it hasn't slowed Newberry down a whole lot just yet. So it is third down. Corbin with the snap to pass, looking, pocket breaks, and he takes off. Actually, he's not going to take off. He should have. He's going to loft it deep for Anderson, who comes back to the football, and that should be a penalty. Oh, wow. Was there early, and they didn't throw the flag. Anderson went up, got hit before the ball got there, and the official never threw the flag.
Yeah, it's just that's a bad situation. I don't know what you were looking at or not looking at, but Pioneers didn't get what they deserved on that play.
I like it from Corbin. He didn't take off and run downfield where Newberry probably thought he would. Instead, he threw it downfield, just didn't have the arm strength to get it all the way down there. But that is pass interference, and that's a blown call by a good officiating crew here today. That's a bad blown call. So Cantrell on to punt. Penalty flag is down. A short punt fielded by Allen on a fair catch at the 38. Now this may be, they covered up the center. And and they're looking over Newberry's way. It may be an infraction against Tusculum. Oh, actually, I think it's going against Newberry. They may have covered up the center, which you cannot do. So maybe the umpire saw the pass interference?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, because it will give the Pioneers a first down, and in this situation, that's maybe making up for the bad one on the last play.
That was a terrible call. So they have explained it to Todd Knight, who one of the great guys. Yeah, you can't cover up the center. So it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Pioneers. So they're fortunate. They should have had 15 yards on a pass interference. They're going to get 5 yards and a first down, though. As Anderson was coming back to the football, he was never allowed to come back to the ball. The defender never turned his head and made contact with Anderson well before the ball got there. It's in the past. It didn't happen. It wasn't a penalty because there was no flag, but I'm just telling you what happened.
Well, what did happen is the Pioneers have a new set of downs, and the offense is still on the field.
The umpire saw the pass interference, so he threw the flag on an illegal formation. Newberry covered up the center, which you can't do. 1st and 10 at the Pioneer 31, so this drive stays alive thanks to the penalty. Kellum just trying to pick his way to some daylight. And he's going to be covered up. Valentine has been everywhere on this field for the Newberry Wolves. AJ, the third-year sophomore out of Johnston, South Carolina. Strom Thurmond High School. Strong high school program in the state of South Carolina.
Right now, this just running the ball up the middle does not work for the Pioneers against Newberry. They're getting no gain. They're not doing anything. They're wasting downs trying to punch the ball up the middle.
And I would really like to see them go fast. I'd just love to see them get up to the line of scrimmage and just go. They'll pass it out of the backfield to Kellum, who makes the catch 30, 35, breaks a tackle 40, and up to the 42-yard line, close to a first down. And I think if they give him the correct spot, we'll move the chains. 1st and 10 it is.
All right, so it's a good job by the Pioneers. Did exactly what we said. Hey, quit trying to take the ball, just blasting it up the middle with the personnel we've got. Got outside and got around the end and got a first down.
Pioneers get to the line of scrimmage quickly, going fast right now. They need Parham and Agero involved in this game. They have not been involved. This will be Kellum running left side across the 45 up to the 46-yard line, and the young true freshman takes a big hit on that outside by the team's leading tackler, Alex Smith, the junior from Irmo, South Carolina. 6 hits in the first half, 23 hits for the year coming in. 2nd down and 5 at the 47. Kellum on the left shoulder of Ivan Corbin. Parham lined up to the left side. 6:10 and counting here in this third quarter, with Newberry leading 14-0. Corbin is going to break out of the pocket, gets away from one, and just needs to throw it away. And he's going to loft it downfield and out of play, incomplete.
Lost it down, saved some yards, so good, smart play there by Ivan Corbin.
He's running to the wrong side. I say that. Defenses adjust to the quarterback. If he runs to the left, they probably drift to the left. But as he's running to the right, Parham is standing unattended with no one around him for 20 yards. You can't throw it back across the field. I get that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Whenever you're a right-handed person, you're running to the left, it makes it very difficult for you to throw back across the field. So maybe that's just an experience thing.
So 3rd down and 5, Justin Jeffers has proven my point here. He's paused it right where the contact happens. Out of the backfield, it's Kellum, caught at 50, 40, 30, 25, and out of bounds for the biggest play of the day for the Pioneers. This penalty-aided drive, thanks to the lining up over the center on a 4th down, gave the Pioneers a first down. They have the ball inside the Newberry 25.
Yeah, just finally getting the offense going here, doing things, trying to spread the field a little bit, and it's paying off for Tusculum.
So, 1st and 10, 22-yard line, and the young true freshman, Kellum, has been a huge impact in this game for the Pioneers. They'll bring Courtney Jackson in on the right shoulder of Ivan Corbin this time. No Maurice Gamillion today, out injured. Corbin looking left, little pump fake, and throws to Agero off his shoulder pads, incomplete. A great pass that time from Corbin, and Agero backpedaling, and a great play design by Kyle Dickey, vacating the whole shot for Agero, who dropped it.
Yeah, went through his hands, hit him right in the shoulder pad. That is a ball that you absolutely have to catch 100% of the time. There's just no excuse for that. It was a well-designed play, well-delivered ball by the quarterback, and it all went for naught.
2nd and 10 from the 22, empty backfield, as Jackson will line up as the wideout to the far side. Usually a direct run by Corbin in this situation, but this time he'll back out to pass. It's complete. Derek Wright, 20, 15, got a block to the 10, and he'll take it to the 9. 1st and goal coming up for the Pioneers, and they're knocking on the door looking for their first points of the day.
Let's just keep it going. Don't have any let-ups. Don't have any mistakes right now. Keep things going, what you're doing, and let's get us a touchdown for the first time today.
2 tight formation. They're bringing Parham out of the game. Schellenbach along with Bryce Moore staying in there. And Corbin looking over to the sideline. So under 5 to play here in the third, down 14-0. Corbin working from the gun with Courtney Jackson on his left shoulder. Bunch package on the right side for the Pioneers, and they have run against that so far today. This is going to be Jackson right up the middle. They run with that. Jackson breaks a tackle at the 5, lunges for the end zone. He's in. Touchdown Pioneers. Touchdown Courtney Jackson as he touches pay dirt from 9 yards.
Finally, the Pioneers did kind of go up the middle a little bit, just off that right side. Got some good blocking and just a powerful running back, or Jackson there to push through and get the Pioneers on the board.
Jackson, who had a big day in that opener against St. Augustine's, as did many, will touch pay dirt for the second time in his Pioneer career. Snap, hold, kick by Shepard is up, and the kick is no good. A missed field goal, and now a missed extra point. We go to a break, 4:40 to play here in the third quarter. It's now Newberry 14 and Tusculum 6. Pioneer football continues after this on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Broken windshield, take 1. Hey guys, my windshield just got broken. I feel like I need to blow off some steam. Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Mr. Blanks, there's no need to be stressed. Geico makes it easy to file a claim online, on the app, or over the phone.
Yeah, but what if I never hear back? That's gonna make me want to go, check.
Nope, your Geico claims team is always there for you.
That makes me want to celebrate with some fireworks. 5, 6, 7, go. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah!
Geico. Great service without all the drama.
Touchdowns in this football game, both aided by a defensive penalty to extend the drive. 11 plays, 80 yards, 4:19 off the clock. Corbin 3 of 5 passing, 55 yards, rushed 4 times for 11 yards. One big penalty accepted for 5 yards in that contest, in that drive. And the Pioneers, Courtney Jackson scores from 9 yards away. The point after was no good, so a bit of a downer. But it's 14-6. The Pioneers are on the board. Gonzalez to kick it away. Vereen Jenkins back deep. A very short kick. It'll be fielded on the run at the 15, 20, 25, and across the 25 to the 27-yard line. I hate that. Just kick it to the 5 if you can kick it to the 5. And a special teams play made by Delonte Jones for the Pioneers. So they're going to say the 29. And they didn't give Kellum the 47 in the first half when he went down. This young man went down at the 27-yard line. They gave him the 29. I have an issue with spotting, or my eyes aren't 25 years old anymore.
No, they most certainly are not. And I'm right there with you. But I think the thing is, as we've always complained about, consistency, and that's where the things are lacking.
So 1st down and 10 at the 29. Under center is going to come Dre Harris. A long eye, and this is going to be Mario Anderson. He makes a couple of guys miss at the line of scrimmage and is able to get to the second level, but he stopped there. And a good open field tackle, Jordan Smith, for the Pioneers. But it'll be a gain of 5, 2nd down and 5 for Newberry, who looks to go with some tempo.
Yeah, not in any kind of slow down here. They're ready to go.
Cade Ruff, new wideout to the near side for the Wolves. They go with that hard count, but they don't snap the ball, and then Harris looks over to the sideline. It'll be Anderson on the left shoulder of Dre Harris. 14-6 Newberry. Pioneers got a big stop last time. They'll come with a fake reverse, and Anderson keeps it. Anderson's going to be met at the line to gain by Tycorian Brown, who ends up with the football. And Anderson has been knocked out. An injury timeout as Brown comes up, and he actually took the brunt of that hit. Anderson lowered his helmet into Tycorian Brown's helmet. Brown ends up with the football, and Anderson ends up injured, and it's always a scary moment when that happens.
Yeah, he is moving his legs, so, that is a good sign. I don't know. He's obviously in some sort of difficulty way. Everybody's around him, but he's moving both legs.
That is not they have given a 1st down. Oh, wow. He was hit at about and again, I'm sympathetic to what's going on. He's injured. But he's laying at the 38, which is where he was downed. Right? Plus, he didn't have the football.
Yeah, Tycorian Brown made the hit, made the stop, and came out with the ball. But yet somehow it's 1st down Newberry. I wish we still had the replay we could turn around.
Yeah, we don't have that luxury. Justin is texting it to me, but he still can't really see. We don't have all the camera angles that we at once had at one time. The officials need to sit and talk about this because Anderson is laying where he landed, and that would have put the ball between the 37 and the 38. They've got it marked at the 39. He never got to that point. It was a well-designed play. It was a fake reverse. They ran that in the first half, and they went ahead and pitched it, and the Pioneers gobbled it up on Kitchens. But this time, they faked it to Kitchens, and Anderson kept it, and Brown came off his man, and Anderson wasn't expecting it. And again, you see so many calls in college football today, targeting. You see a lot of that. And a lot of it is the offensive player lowering his helmet into the defensive player who's already in a defensive position to make a stop, and the offensive player lowers his helmet, and these defenders are getting sent out of the game for targeting. It's a tough call. It's a slippery slope what you make because you want to protect players, and Anderson likely is not going to be coming back into this game. He appears okay going off to the sideline. The issue is when you go off to the sideline taking a shot to the head, you get smacked on the head. Like, hey, good job. There is a tent that he is going to be assessed. They have given Newberry the first down. I have a real issue with that spot. I've had three issues with spots today. This is the third. Harris and the Wolves with a new set of downs, a new running back into the game. Love to tell you who that is, but we don't know. Harris cannot get away from Jihad Russ. Tripped him up, and he just does get back to the line of scrimmage, which is the 39. Second down and 10.
Honestly, I don't even know that I agree with that because he was actually brought down and his knee hit at the 38. He rolled to the 39, and they gave him a spot.
It's just not been, as you talked about, it's just not been consistent. Brendan Nichols will come out of the game. Good rush for him right up the middle. And this is one of these young men, and I haven't seen him in a couple of weeks, but it looks as if he's going to be out there for the Pioneers right now. It's Day-Day who's checked into the contest. Harris working out of the gun once again. Little play action pass. It'll be complete to Allen, but there's John Smith. He read that brilliantly from his safety position and brings down Allen after a gain of a yard. So it's 3rd down and 9 coming up.
3rd and 9 with the ball spotted right on the 40 for the Newberry Wolves as we're going under 3 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter.
DeJavon got one play, comes out because the speed team will come in. That's Richard Gervell and Yusef Lee. Gervell on the right side, Lee on the left side, along with Nelson Luis and Quaheen Glasgow, the tackles. Gervell will line up to the left side. They're looking where he is. They'll bring a man in motion out of the backfield. Harris will go back across the play and make a completion at the 45-50 and all the way down to the Pioneer 45 before he's brought down by Nelson Luis. Good play design. It fooled the Pioneers, and it picks up a big 20 yards.
Speed play there by Newberry. Get the ball where they needed to and then make a couple guys miss. And once again, you're converting a big 3rd and long into punishing the Pioneers.
A gain of 17 officially. So the speed team didn't come up with that play this time. The new back in the backfield, by the way, is Pinckney, who picked up the fumble, or I should say the punt block, for a touchdown. So Pinckney is in the backfield for the Wolves, for the injured Mario Anderson. This will be Pinckney up the middle. He breaks a tackle from Craig Watts, and he'll continue to move inside the 40, and right just inside the 40 at the 39-yard line. So a big gainer, 5, 2nd down 5 for the Wolves.
Newberry having to slow down because right now they're right. Actually, he's coming off. Had your left tackle lost his shoe on that last play.
Yeah, Gaiman, who will go out of the contest, lost some gear. 4 wideouts. Pinckney stays on the left shoulder of Dre Harris of the Wolves, who are driving, leading 14-6. Pinckney to the right shoulder this time. Harris hands it off. Pinckney. Killian read the play, but not before Pinckney could get about 3. So it's a 3rd down and 2 coming up for the Wolves. Jihad Russ helping on that tackle. And another needed stop here for Tusculum.
Yeah, absolutely. They had opportunity when they had Newberry at 3rd and 9, so you have to feel good about the Wolves' chance of converting a 3rd and 2.
So Tusculum has been very opportunistic in the turnover battle this season, about a +3 after turning it over 3 times last week themselves. They've been scoring on turnovers. Turnover would be nice about right now. From the 36, Harris on 3rd down and 2. He's in trouble in the backfield. He evades 2, and he's going to pick up the first. 30, 25, slides down at the 20. Again, Tusculum had everybody in the backfield, all sorts of people back there, but still couldn't bring him down. And Dre Harris made something out of nothing.
Yeah, and that's why he's just such an electric football player and is doing well, and that's why Newberry is where they are, because even when you think he's caught dead to rights, he makes a big play happen for his team.
He got away from DeShaughters and Ryan McIntyre. Jerry Odom dialed up all the pressure right back up the middle on kind of a run blitz, expecting that up the middle, but he went outside. No one was there for contain. 50 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter, and handoff. Running it right up the middle is John Swinton. And a gain of about 3 inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd down and 7.
And right here, Newberry not in any particular kind of rush. They're taking their time. They're looking over the sideline to get the play set in.
So with 25 seconds on the game clock and play clock about identical, so they could basically take it down for the last play here of the 3rd. And their best drive of the day. Under center, this is going to be Harris. With 10 seconds, we'll take the snap and we'll run a misdirection end around to Kitchens. 15, 10, 5, end zone. Touchdown, Newberry. Touchdown, Deshaun Kitchens. And it was a well-executed play of misdirection and just find where the ball is. And the Newberry Wolves add to their lead.
Yeah, misdirection all the way around, and you add a player that just goes through with afterburners. It's going to make it very difficult for the Pioneers.
Yeah, Kitchen's a speed burner. He's been a good receiving option, but he is kind of their impact, their explosive play type guy. And that's the best drive of the day for the Wolves. Reel to attempt the point. Snap, hold, kick is up, and that is going to be good. We go to a break back in 30 seconds with 2 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. It's now Newberry 21, Tusculum 6, and that score looks familiar. Pioneer football continues on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement our.
Harris run for the big first down, but you've got to go back when the Pioneers had Newberry stuck at 3rd and 9 at midfield and allowed them to convert. That was the difference in that drive.
Big drive, yeah. That was huge. So kicking it away is going to be real. With 2 seconds left here in the 3rd, Tyler Burke is back deep, and they're going to drive him all the way back into the end zone. No return, so we'll have a play that will run here in this 3rd quarter before it's all said and done with.
Other action, as we've already mentioned today, Brian UVA Wise rolling up a huge win at home today, beating Carson Newman 33-7. Tusculum's women's soccer team on the road getting a 3-1 victory over Coker. I believe they trailed early in that game.
Yeah, 1-0.
Men's soccer is playing right now at Coker. No report on that. And we're assuming the Tusculum women's volleyball team is playing LMU over here.
Yeah, LMU is set up here. Tusculum women, they've won 9 in a row. They're first in the league. They knocked off Carson Newman 5-set thriller last night. And LMU got off the bus and had a couple of people get sick off the bus. Maybe some of that coming into the stands here today, too. First down and 10, 2 seconds left in the 3rd. Pioneers' first play on this drive to end the 3rd quarter. Reggie Kellum running left, staying on his feet, and maybe the 28-yard line. They're going to give him the 29-yard line, and that is the final play of the 3rd quarter. Tusculum some catching up to do. They trail here at home by 15. At the end of 3, Newberry 21, it's Tusculum 6. Pioneer football continues in the 24th rivalry game between Tusculum and Newberry on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Broken windshield, take 1. Hey guys, my windshield just got broken. I feel like I need to blow off some steam. Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Mr. Blanks, there's no need to be stressed. Geico makes it easy to file a claim online, on the app, or over the phone.
Yeah, but what if I never hear back? That's gonna make me want to go, check.
Nope, your Geico claims team is always there for you.
That makes me want to celebrate with some fireworks. 5, 6, 7, go. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah!
Geico. Great service without all the drama.
Johnson City Toyota is the #1 Toyota dealership in the Tri-Cities because we make buying simple. First, we discount every vehicle every day, and we stand behind what we sell with a lifetime warranty. For more, simply go to johnsоncitytoyota.com.
Ask and you shall receive. Doug Page letting us know that the 4th-ranked Coker Cobras hosting Tusculum in soccer today. They're scoreless at halftime. So it's 2nd down 6 from the 29 for the Pioneers here as we start the 4th quarter. Brian State and Joe Bird, Nathan Humbert, and now Doug Page. 21-6. This will be Corbin. He's going to keep it, run right up the middle. He's going to be hit at the 30, spin off that, take it to the 33-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 2.
And I can let you know Tusculum's women volleyball is up 2-1 over LMU, and that is in the 4th set.
Looking for their longest winning streak. I believe they tied at the longest winning streak in school history. Right now, 9. And looking for their best start ever in the league at 6-0. So those rapid tests must come back real fast. 3rd down and 2 from the 33. Corbin will look over to the sideline after faking the snap with the hard clap. And now move Kellum to his right shoulder. Trips to the far side. He drops the snap, looks up, and he's in trouble. He's going to be downed. Valentine has been everywhere. We have not been able to block A.J. Valentine today. And they get a stop on 4th down, but that play was messed up when Corbin dropped the snap.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. So now we're going to have to see Andrew Cantrell come on once again here, very early in the 4th quarter with the Pioneers running out of time.
We were hoping for a battle of attrition today with those guys up front, but it has not affected A.J. Valentine any. He is having a day on defense for the Newberry Wolves. So Cantrell's had a good day punting. A.J. Valentine now with his 9th stop, his 2nd hit behind the line of scrimmage. Cantrell, somewhat of a low liner, fielded at the 30 by Allen, got a block. 30, 35, 40, 45. Tripped up at the 50, and he'll take it to the Pioneer 48. He got away right when he caught it, a marginal potential block in the back, but Delonte Jones basically saved a touchdown. Brentley Allen with his longest punt return of the season.
Yeah, you talk about Andrew Cantrell having a good day. That's nice for him and all, but it's better for the Pioneers when his day involves him being on the bench.
Yeah, when I'm talking about him saying, hey, Andrew's a really smart kid. He's the COSIDA Academic All-District guy, and I only mentioned it a couple of times, but we've done that too often today. So Newberry's back out there after their best drive of the day to give them a 21-6 lead, which was the final score in the spring, by the way. Newberry's going to go with an empty backfield, 4 wideouts. And now 1 man in motion across the formation. They'll hand it off to him, and he got a head start. And right now the pursuit by the Pioneer defense hurting them a little bit with this misdirection for Newberry. And that time the direct handoff. And again to the young man whose jersey we don't have. We don't have him on our roster. We don't have him or 35. So 29 and 35, they've been out there. We don't know who they are.
I'm always a fan of any kind of misdirection football. I like play action passes. I like any of this stuff because that's, to me, that buys you as much space and yardage as anything whenever the other team's trying to figure out where the football actually is.
And Newberry's guys are trying to go back and find out who this guy is. They apparently had a roster from day number 1, and he must be on that roster. Handoff. This will be Pinckney, and Pinckney is going to go down behind the line of scrimmage. And again, he's fighting for extra yards, but they're going to give him the 44, and he was down at the 46 fighting for more yards which he should be down at the 46. Third down.
I will say on that tackle, Jihad Russ doing a really good job trying to pull the football loose to try to create a turnover for the Pioneers. And unfortunately, Pinckney just had a little bit of stronger grip.
Another thing that has just happened, the center has moved the football. You're not allowed to touch the football until you come set at the line of scrimmage. So it's interesting, the umpire looking right at him when he did it. Third down, 6 at the 44. Pioneers need to get off the field. Luis is being held as he's chasing at Dre Harris, who's rolling the pocket, throwing downfield to a man coming back to help, complete at the 30, breaks a tackle, and then will take it out of bounds. That's Woodruff who comes up instead of Irby. So Woodruff makes the play after Luis was nearly tackled at the line of scrimmage. They couldn't get to Harris, but what a great play by Dre Harris and getting it to his receiver who came back to help.
And I think you had some of the Pioneers from up front trying to speak to the referee saying, what about the hold? What about the hold? And no avail, of course. As long as we've done this, is anything surprising.
Doesn't matter. A big gainer, 1st and 10 to the 30 on 3rd down and 6. Pinckney losing a yard officially, and then a 14-yard gain. Craig Watts eventually brings him down. So it is a 1st and 10 for the Wolves, leading 21-6. And then wishbone look, and they're going to hand it off and across the 30 and down to the 28-yard line. There's Jordan Taylor, another big hit for Jordan Taylor.
And Taylor coming up, stepping up, keeping the damage to a minimal right there for the Pioneers.
2nd down 8. Jamari Hill will come in for Watts. He's got that new Vogue style going with his shoulder pad outside of his jersey. That's been very Vogue in this game. Interesting, there has not been a holding penalty in the game.
It was very Vogue. You know, it started the trend last week. So
yeah. 10:35 to play in the game. Two backs in the backfield. They go with an H-back lined up to the right side. That is Gaiman, who is lined up to the right side. And he'll run it right up the middle. Harris, he'll keep it trying to get around left end. Jordan Taylor couldn't bring him down over there. And a penalty flag comes in after the play. The ball seemed to come out, but I think Harris was already down. But there is a flag behind the play.
Yeah, nowhere near any players for either team, so this is interesting.
And it was thrown by the referee. I think, you know what? I think I missed that call on 56. Guess what we have?
Makeup.
Our first holding penalty of the game. It was a marginal hold because there are no shoulder pads exposed on that hold. So they'll move it back from the 28-yard line. They'll move it back to the 38-yard line. We're going to bring up 2nd down and 18 for Newberry, 10:19 on the clock.
And I don't really have to be Nostradamus to say we're probably not going to see that call next week either.
Yeah, probably. You're very right. Yeah, that'd be fine with me. No penalties next week means the game should be over sooner. For a 6 o'clock kickoff?
6 o'clock kickoff at Wingate.
At Wingate. 13th in the country. They won't go down any because they're not playing today because Catawba's entire team has COVID. Handoff, Pinckney trying to get the corner, and he'll get the 35, so he'll gain 3 yards. We'll bring up 3rd down and 15. Good pursuit for the Pioneers. That's Brendan Nichols, who was one of the first there for Tusculum, one of the newcomers this year.
Good stop by the Pioneers, but time is no longer on their side. 9 minutes, 30 seconds left here in the contest as they trail 21-6.
Here comes that 3rd down speed rush team. Richard Gravel, Yusef Lee will check in. 3 wideouts to the far side as Pioneers are trying to organize defensively. Finally, they get set. Newberry's going to get set, adjusting the running back left shoulder of Dre Harris. They'll run the option to the far side. Late pitch, and it's covered up by the Pioneers this time. Down to the 32. There is a penalty that comes in from the back judge, thrown 30 yards, 20 yards anyway, to the 30. They're going to get this one against, I think, Nelson Luis, and I think it's a chop block. So we're going to check with the officials, and they're checking with Jerry Odom to see what you want. Yeah, it's a chop. I thought it was a chop block. He wants to move him back 15 yards. I buy this.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, because right now you think Newberry's in 2-down territory, or, you know, don't want to kick it from here, don't want to punt it from here, so back up and try to get a little bit better field position. Just trust that you can get the stop.
Yeah, Luis was engaged, and then someone came late and chopped him. And I saw that. I didn't know if that's the penalty they would throw because we don't ever see that here at this level. But good view by the back judge, who apparently that's his zone. I guess that's his zone to see the offensive line. Third down from the 48. They need the 20.5 for a first. Near midfield, Dre Harris. 5 wideouts in the formation. 3 to the near side. Empty backfield. Pioneers with 3 down linemen. Gervale will come up with the sack. Richard Gervale, untouched, blows up Dre Harris.
And Harris is slow to get up because it was just another straight blindside hit, and Richard Gervale lowered the hammer.
Back at the Newberry 45, penalty effective, and the punt team will come out for Newberry. And I've heard his name said 100 different ways. Richard Gervale, Richard Gervale, Richard Gerville. I like Gervale. We're going to go that way. That's where we're going to stay. And I've called him that since he was a freshman. I won't call Trey Trawick anymore. It'll be Treywick. But we can change that in his freshman year. Good punt. Hall asking for a fair catch. Muffed it. Muffed it. Recovered by Newberry. Hall said he wasn't given enough room to make the fair catch. I agree with that. He was not given the 2 yards to come in and make that fair catch. He asked for the fair catch. They're giving the ball to Newberry. I do not agree with this either. He lunges for the ball and was contacted.
Coach Odom talking to both the officials and his own players, but he realizes that there's no point in going on, and he's just trying to
coach.
Trying to coach, rally the troops, and get them focused on what they need to do here.
Huge stop, and then the first turnover of the game. Special teams. Special teams punt block, now a special teams fumble. Thompson, the new quarterback, after Harris was hit. This is a pass behind the line of scrimmage, and they're going to blow it dead. The Pioneers are going to pick it up. They should pick it up. It was thrown behind the line of scrimmage. What are we watching? What game are we watching today? Unbelievable. It's incomplete. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10.
You know, it sure would be nice. I get frustrated at all the replay and other college football, but
Sure.
It sure would be nice if we used it here at the Division II level.
So there was, Kanan Hall believed he was contacted when he was trying to make a fair catch, and I agree. I don't think he was given 2 yards to make he has to have 2 yards. I think there was a halo infraction. And right there, that pass was thrown behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Thrown behind actually it was just thrown behind Thompson. He's behind the line of scrimmage, obviously, but he's throwing back behind. They blew the whistle very, very early. Thompson's going to take off and run here, and he'll have good yards inside the 20 and down to the 17. It'll be 3rd down less than a yard.
Right now, Newberry once again not in a hurry. No need to be in a hurry. The clock is running. We're coming down on 7.5 minutes remaining in today's contest.
21-6 Newberry. A couple of really tough calls that have gone against the Pioneers. A couple of tough no calls here in this second half, in this fourth quarter. Let's just call it for what it is, the last minute. And with 3 and a 3rd down coming up here, and they'll go with a straight stack right side, and they'll vacate Pinckney, and it'll be Thompson, and he'll run it right up the middle, and he'll have the first down to the 15. He's a big kid. Thompson's a big kid. Dre Harris, not so big. Thompson is big. A 6'1", 220-pounder. Brandon Thompson. Not tall, just big.
But that even makes it that much worse. Try to get down. You know, whenever you're not that tall but got a whole lot of mass behind you, it's tough.
So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 15. Now Newberry really going to work on the clock, not as if they haven't already. But this will be a tough loss if it is to happen, and the Pioneers can't come back down 15. Newberry's Thompson. Hands it off, Pinckney. Running near side, John Smith has to come in, and 3 flags come in as they tackled Kane to Shotters. So this will back up Newberry 10 yards. As Pinckney was able to get inside the 10 down to the 8. But a holding by 3/5 of the offensive line was called that time.
They did get the hold. It is going to back Newberry up. Going to be spotted at about the 30-yard line, I think.
It should be around the 25, maybe. So, and Newberry, who didn't have any penalties to speak of in that first half, here in the last, say, 4 or 5 minutes, have picked up 3 really big ones. 2 holds and a chop block. Hey, Tusculum had some momentum, but then the muffed punt, it was recovered by Newberry right here at this 25-yard line. This will be Kitchens. He's going to keep it around the left end. He's going to break a couple of tackles. Last time he ran the football, he ran into the end zone for a touchdown. This time he'll run for about 6 yards inside the 20 to the 19.
He did make a kind of a tackle-breaking spinning run, so a good job by him to pick up some yardage and make it second down. And still, what are we looking at?
About 14. Under 6 to play in the game, 21-6 Newberry. The Wolves will have Irby to the near side. I think Woodruff to the far side. They're bringing in Brentley Allen, and he'll line up in the slot to the left side with Woodruff. Kitchen's going to line up in the backfield, and we need timeout. Newberry needs timeout because they don't have the right personnel. So we'll take that break and step aside. Return in 30 seconds here to Pioneer Field with 5:38 to play here in the football game. It is Newberry 21, Tusculum 6. Pioneer football will continue after this on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Hello, my name is Jacob Fate, and I'm the Dean of the College of Business at Tusculum University. I'm proud to share with you that the programs in the College of Business received accreditation through ACBSP in December of 2018. The Accreditation Council for Business Schools and Programs accredits business schools and programs worldwide. This accreditation elevates our programs to the top programs worldwide.
Football show, radio show for live from Applebee's on the bypass here in Greenville. Join us with Pioneer coach Jerry Odom, our Pioneer Players of the Week from 7 until 8 o'clock. You can listen in Greenville 95.5 FM and online through TusculumPioneers.com or Jewel955.com. That's the way you can always listen to that. Every Monday, live from Applebee's in Greenville, where you know you're eating good in the neighborhood when you're at Applebee's in Greenville. Online or in the restaurant, applebeesnow.com. Out of the timeout, Thompson going to throw back across the field, incomplete, thrown out of bounds. Well defended by the Pioneers. They were not fooled that time.
Yeah, not fooled, well defended. He had a man between the quarterback and the wide receiver, but no matter what, it wasn't going to be called because it was thrown well outside the field of play.
So it'll be third down coming up for Newberry. Any score here, they've got a good kicker. Any score here makes it life a lot more difficult for the Pioneers. They have not shown the ability to sustain much offense, again, with only 6 points here in the game. Blitz is going to come. It's a run blitz, and it's going to be Pinckney, 10, 5, 4, first and goal.
Gets all the way down inside the 5-yard line. Ball probably going to be spotted at about the 4.
And that was just the run blitz coming from the left side, and one of the Pioneers, and I'm not pointing him out. Kamari Lovett is going to be a great player, but he just absolutely missed on which way he was going, and Pinckney went exactly where he probably should have been. And instead of getting a stop at the line of scrimmage, Pinckney rumbles his way inside the 5 down to the 4. Tusculum has knocked Mario Anderson out of the game, the conference's leading rusher, but since he's gone out, Newberry's been very effective offensively, and they've knocked out Dre Harris on the last series. This will be a busted play for Thompson, and he's going to lose a yard, break a tackle, and get back to the line of scrimmage. And Thompson's going to look over at his running backs and say, hey, you went the wrong way. Well, it's okay. We don't even know their names.
Pioneers knocking out some of the key players of the game. Not really benefited Tusculum today. May benefit Mars Hill next week when the Wolves travel just on the other side of the mountain.
From the 4, second and goal. 4:20 and counting. Newberry has controlled this second half. Thompson keeping it right up the middle. He's hit and knocked down at about the 2. And the young man who made that tackle stays down on the field. He went in with his shoulder, and that's Raynell Killian, who went out with a shoulder injury. He went out with a shoulder injury, and he had missed the last 2 weeks. And right now he's not being checked out. He's trying to get up, and I don't know if he's good enough to go. There is another injured Pioneer on the field as well. That's one of the big defensive linemen for Tusculum. Jerry Odom came into this game thinking, you know what, it's a battle of attrition. We're going to go fast on offense. We're going to tire their defense out, and it just hasn't worked that way.
No, I mean, just take a look at the numbers for Tusculum offense. They've moved the ball from time to time on various drives, but not even enough to get it down deep too often.
It's Jordan Taylor Jordan Smith, the redshirt freshman from Sanford, Florida. The young man out of Seminole High School has really come on. Jerry Odom has been real high on this youngster, but we keep saying that. You know, from the spring we weren't saying youngsters. No. We were talking about juniors, fifth-year seniors who are supposed to be coming back. Ivan Hogan's coming back, and, of course, Rogan Wells that was going to be coming back, and they all went on to Western Carolina and transferred. And now we're talking about a lot of youngsters. We have to keep in mind, a lot of youngsters seeing football field for the first time as a Pioneer.
Yeah, you know, unfortunately that's one of the hazards of D2 football, and even veterans and youngsters alike, you may be a star one year and gone the next.
3rd and goal at the 2. Thompson with back split in the backfield. Smith is off the field under his own power. Thompson going to keep it, and Kane DeShaughters comes from the right side, holds him up, but Thompson is so big he's going to carry some guys with him, and they're going to say he's down eventually. They gave him the 2, and he's still fighting for yards at the 4, which I don't get.
And driven all the way back to the 6 or 7.
Now, okay, but you know, maybe the 4 when he gave up.
Yeah.
But they're giving him the 2. Field goal unit out for Newberry. That is the plus. The negative, there's only 3:37 left in a 15-point game. Newberry on that plus side of it. So reel out to attempt a field goal right in the middle of the field. They'll spot it down at the 9. 19-yard attempt, chip shot, straight away, middle of the field. Snap, hold, kick is low, nearly blocked, but it's good. Kickoff and an 18-point Newberry lead when we come back. 3:12 to play in the football game. It's now Newberry 24 and Tusculum 6. Pioneer football continues after this on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Tusculum University is Tennessee's first university. Established in 1794, Tusculum's beautiful campus is nestled in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Students from 31 states and 15 countries have found a home here. With nearly 60 areas of study, Tusculum can help you pioneer your path to success. Visit www.tusculum.edu or call 423-636-7300 to discover the Pioneer experience for yourself.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never...
Goal by Real. 10 plays, 24 yards. They took almost 5 minutes off the clock. That's Todd Knight to a T. I don't care if we score. Let's just run the game out. We're leading.
Yeah, most definitely. Everything is in Newberry's hands right now. Tusculum, whenever they were down, even 14-0, I was like, not seeing a whole lot to show me that they got 3 scores in them today. And right now, I've been proven right.
Right. So on to kick the ball away. Parrott, foot to leather. High, end over end, fielded at the 6. Here comes Burke, 10, 15, 20, and the 25. Good wall set up by the Newberry Wolves. Didn't allow the speedy Burke to find any daylight. So the Pioneers, 75 yards to go, 2:55, and the clock is running.
And we just had another penalty flag.
Why is the clock running? 6 seconds taken off of the clock after the tackle was made, and a penalty flag was thrown. If Newberry's going to get their penalties, might as well get them here at the end when you lead. They've done everything right to this point. It is an unsportsmanlike penalty against the Wolves.
After the play, unsportsmanlike, defense, number 25, 15-yard penalty from the end of the
And the other one came with like 11 and some change on the clock in the second quarter.
1st and 10 at the 40. They did not adjust the clock. 6 full seconds came off the clock. Corbin to pass, looking. He's going to go deep for Derek Wright. He's underthrown it, and Vereen in coverage is incomplete. First deep ball thrown by Corbin, who does have a cannon. And Derek Wright had 2 steps on Vereen, but just couldn't get it over the top of the big corner, and it's 2nd and 10.
And had to actually go up and turn himself into a defensive back to prevent an interception on that play.
True. 2nd down and 10. (24-6), Newberry with the advantage. Corbin working from the gun, the 4 wide out formation. Parham, Ajero do not have a catch. Ajero has a drop, and now Corbin is going to deliver a pass incomplete intended for Parham on this near sideline as he is being tackled for a sack, and it's 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, I don't know if it was necessarily intended for Parham, but just a good job of Corbin to pick out somebody to throw in their direction to avoid the grounding or the sack.
So for Tusculum, Corbin 8 of 19 now, just 101 yards on the day passing. Pioneers have rushed for 117. Newberry's rushing game up to 176 today. They have 250 yards of offense. Corbin to pass under pressure. Steps up in the pocket. He's going to go deep for Parham, and he's overthrown it by 5 yards. Was wide open behind the play, and now it's 4th down.
I mean, that would have absolutely been a touchdown pass if the ball had been thrown just a little bit shorter, or would have had somebody a couple steps farther. But unfortunately now the Pioneers, 2:33 on the clock, going to keep the offense on the field just because trying to make something happen.
You know, if he had thrown that pass to Wright,
yeah,
that's the right pass. It's a touchdown. So it's 4th down. Pioneers have not converted on 4th down today. Newberry's done a good job. They've converted once. 2:33 in the game. Burke vacates the backfield. Newberry with 4 down linemen. They have been a handful today. Here they come again. Corbin steps up, is in trouble, gets away somehow, has Parham deep. He throws it deep. He's not allowed to come back for the ball. It'll be a penalty. It'll be a pass interference.
Pass interference all the way. You had 2 flags come in because you had 2 Newberry players essentially tackle Parham before the ball was in the air.
So another penalty-aided drive, but how about the evasiveness from the quarterback, Ivan Corbin?
I mean, he was caught dead to rights in the middle of the field, rolled to the near side as we see it, and was able to almost complete the big pass down the field, if not for the infraction by the Wolves.
So 2:22 on the clock. Tusculum still has to take their shots, down 18 at 24-6. So Ivan Corbin, Reggie Kellum now in the backfield. A 4 wide out set. Corbin looking, rolling, looking. Nobody to throw to. Nobody to throw to. He's going to throw back beyond the defense for Parham. Caught it at the 6, lunging for the end zone. Touchdown Pioneers. Touchdown Justice Parham from Ivan Corbin as it covers 45 yards.
Great play by the Pioneers there. Great job. Corbin, he did evade 1 or 2 stops where he could have been tackled, sacked in the backfield, and finally got the pinpoint accuracy down the field where he needed.
Well, Justice Parham, his 4th touchdown of the season, leading the receiving corps, and a day in which he has been non-effective. They haven't thrown it his way. They've tried 3 times on this drive, and the 3rd is the score, his first catch of the day. Pioneers will go for 2, down 12 at 24-12. Corbin will run an option look, and he's not going to get into the end zone. So the 2-point no good. So the Pioneers still work to do with 2:08 left, back in 30 seconds with a likely onside. Pioneer football continues after this. Newberry 24, Tusculum 12 on the Pioneer Sports Network. Take a miracle no matter what, but the Cowboys did it last year against the Falcons. And stranger things have happened. Likely onside. I'm sure everybody's going to anticipate that on the Newberry sideline as well. Of course, the Pioneers don't have as much time on the clock as they had run some clock off. I was checking my phone there, and Doug Page said that they had it at 3:06. So you're talking 12 seconds run off the clock without anybody picking up on that, or a clock error. So the hands team is up for the Newberry Wolves. And it will be Gonzalez who will attempt what I think will be an onside kick. Of course, they've changed the rules on the onside. You can only have so many guys on either side of the field. You can't line up 9 guys on one side anymore. So it's much more difficult to pick up an onside, and they had no chance here, as Newberry did a nice job defending it, and it's recovered easily by Woodruff, and it's a 1st and 10 for the Wolves in Pioneer, or is it right at midfield? It is at the 49 of Newberry.
It is midfield. Pioneers do have 3 timeouts they can use on defense if need be.
So Newberry, and will it be? It will be. Dre Harris will come back out. He took a huge hit from Richard Gravel on a 3rd down and 28 play. He was sacked, and Gravel just went untouched to the backside of Dre Harris, who did not anticipate Richard being there for his 2nd sack of the day, and he went out for a series. So 1st down and 10 for the Wolves. Pinckney is the lone setback. Anderson was knocked out of this game. He has the shoulder pads off, will not be back out there. Pinckney gets hit at the line of scrimmage, and coming up with that stop was Jamari Hill initially, and Jerry will ask for a timeout here. I think they got the clock stopped right away either, so another timeout. Tusculum is on the road for the next 2 weeks. I have enjoyed the life out of this 3-game homestand.
It is.
We don't have that often.
Probably going to pay for it next year, but looking at Tusculum's schedule, next week we go to Wingate. That's a 6 p.m. kickoff. The following week we're at Orion. That game is at 1 o'clock. Return home on October 16th, UVA Wise for 1:30. Homecoming is October 23rd when we welcome Barton for 2 p.m. Then we're back on the road for 2 at Catawba, maybe, and November 6th at Mars Hill. And we do get to close out the season here November 13th against Carson Newman at home, and that's senior day with a 1:30 kickoff.
You're just joining us. Catawba and Wingate are not playing today because Catawba claims COVID last night, yesterday. The entire team has it, and they can't play today. They're off to a great start at 3-0, and we're getting ready to play their first conference game, and that will go down as a forfeit loss to Catawba
against number 13th nationally ranked Wingate.
And Wingate will get the win because there is no time for them to make that up. Based on rules in the league, you have to have so many days before you can play a game, and you just can't play 2 games in less than 7 days. Out of the timeout, 2nd down and 10 from the Newberry 49. Dre Harris working out of the gun. He'll hand it off, and Pinckney will find just a little slither of daylight across midfield. He'll take it down to the Pioneer 48, and they marked him down at the 47 because that's where the ball ended up, but that's not where he was downed. So another timeout asked for by the Pioneers, as Brendan Nichols, the big 6'3", 290-pound senior out of West Liberty, in there to help make that stop. So it's going to bring up a 3rd down for Newberry, and Tusculum burning yet another timeout here. But let's talk more about the next 2 games on the road for Tusculum. The new home of night football, Wingate University. They put in lights, and they've not played a home game in the middle of the day. Maybe they do late in the year, but
well, they are forced to now on the final day of the season because all the games have to be done early. If you'll remember 3 or 4 years ago, where it's probably longer than that now, I can't remember, Wingate made us play a night game on the final Saturday of the season.
Oh yeah, for their first that was their first lighted game, though, I think, or their 3rd or something.
Yeah, I mean it was something. Wingate went for the longest time. They were the last team in the league to get lights, and back in the old days when we had, good folks around the conference like Dave Sherwood, he said, yeah, we don't want lights. we like playing afternoon games. Somebody ponied up, they got the lights, and now they think they have to use them every time.
Every time. So 3rd down, 6 out of the timeout. Irby will go in motion, and they're still going to hand it off right up the middle. Quahim Glasgow will make that stop there. And it's 4th down, and Jerry will use his last timeout. Down 12 at 24-12 here.
I don't like night games, but I'm all in favor of making Wingate play a night game here next year.
I don't mind having that, reciprocated at all. They like playing night football so much, let's go ahead and do it again. So women's volleyball has knocked off Lincoln Memorial. They are 6-0 in the league for the first time ever. And you're going to hear a little bit more about that coming up at the conclusion of our game and our This Week in Tusculum Athletics Spotlight as we start our Pioneer postgame and talk a little bit more about their thriller last night against Carson Newman. I guess J.T. Burton and Justin Chartrand were on the call that one last night. I saw a little bit of that. And that had to be must-listen and must-watch TV with those two guys. So it is a 4th down. Newberry is going to be coming out with the punt team. And Todd Knight does it. He manages the game just about as good as anybody I've ever seen. He came in with crazy Zach Willis. A win today for him makes him the all-time winningest coach in Newberry history. And I'm a Todd Knight fan.
He's just always a really good guy.
Yeah. Pioneers came after it, didn't get the punt, and it will hit inside the 20 and roll out of bounds. A well-executed punt, and special teams has done their job for Newberry today. It's out of bounds at the 14, and the Pioneers have 86 yards to get back into the end zone. And really, they just need a couple of scores. A field goal would do, and then a miracle finish. But they got to score in a hurry. No timeouts and 1:40 to play.
Talk about Todd Knight. I've not had just an extended personal interaction with him in a decade now, but every time you're around him, he's always, hey, how you doing? Glad to see you. Is there anything you need? We'll help you any way we can. Welcome. He's a good guy, just like Joe Reich when we go see him next week.
And, of course, Joe Reich, probably the good guy of the league, and Knight right up there with him. Those are just two guys, been in the league for a long time, and they embrace South Atlantic Conference football and what it means. Ivan Corbin and the Pioneer offense out for potentially the final drive of the game. This pass across the middle to Justice Parham, complete in traffic up at the 37. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Pioneers, or is it? It is Parham.
And quite honestly, we'll see Coach Knight. He will be up here in the booth beside of us because he comes up here to do his. He always does press box post game, and he's always just as polite and nice and happy. Hey, safe trip home, guys. Of course, now they'll need a safe trip home.
1:20 to play, counting. Corbin out of the gun, steps up in the pocket. He can dump it off if he wishes. He does to Kellum, incomplete. And then a little extracurricular, the referee didn't see it, as Theobald was battling with Josh Edwards. A couple of big men. Edwards lost his helmet, and Edwards then tackled Theobald, but the referee had already stepped in front of him.
And he did see Edwards lose his helmet. Edwards was coming back up, was going to line up, and the referee said, nope, you got to take a play out.
2nd down and 10. 1:12 to play. Tusculum down 24-12. 24th meeting of these great rivals. Newberry leads the series 12-11. Setting up a screen, but Newberry reads it. There is a flag. It will go against the Pioneers for a hold. They're setting up a screen, and the Pioneers are still holding. Typically, you let the defenders run free, but that did not happen in this case. And a nice defensive play by Newberry reading the screen. That's good defense.
And that is sort of the whole idea of the screen. You let the defense flood back to your quarterback as he's dropping back, and then that means you've got guys that are free right where your defense would have been, and you just drop it over top.
Todd Knight could make it 2nd and 20 or 3rd and 15. He's going to make it 2nd and 20. Oh, wait a minute. It goes against Newberry. What? So it'll be a 1st down as Newberry apparently hands to the face. I have to check that call again. I was totally assuming it was going to go against the Pioneers. It's a 15-yard penalty against Newberry. Wasn't even listening.
Yeah, because we didn't even think about it. It was in the position. The flag was on the field, typically where we're going to see a holding penalty, and we just figured that's what it would be.
So 1st down and 10 for the Pioneers at the Newberry 48. 1:05 on the clock for Ivan Corbin. And he'll throw a quick out, but Parham hadn't come out of his break, and Bryce Moore was wide open down the middle of the field, just missed him. So second down coming up for Tusculum. Only took 2 seconds off the clock, so we're trying to get some of that back that we missed.
Clock is stopped following the incompletion with 1:04 remaining.
Pioneers have outgained Newberry to this point in the game, 285 to 255. But the one thing that matters, a block punt for the first score of the game, and then a penalty-aided drive. It was 14-0 before the Pioneers were able to get on the board. Corbin under pressure, avoids it, rolls the pocket, looking, penalty thrown, ball thrown deep, incomplete, and another flag thrown for what would be pass interference intended for Bryce Moore down the field. But 3 flags on the field. One of them surely will be against the Pioneers for what could be a hold, and one for what could be pass interference.
So, offset, replay the down.
Holding, offense, number 21. Pass interference, big hits. Those penalties offset.
Okay, so they're offsetting. I don't know of a 21 outside of Jihad Russ, and I'm pretty sure Jihad Russ isn't out there. But it goes against Tusculum. I don't know who they could have called. He said 21. There is a 2 and a 1 that are out there, but Wright was in the pass formation, and Corbin is the other.
Well, the big result of it is it took 10 seconds off the clock.
Right. So second down and 10 at the Newberry 48. Tusculum trails 24-12. Corbin out of the gun. He's throwing the out route to Parham, who comes up with the catch at the sideline. Knocked out of bounds by Vereen. Inside the 35 to the 33. We'll stop the clock. First and 10 for the Pioneers.
And 49 seconds remaining once the clock gets set and starts running again.
And that play will take the Pioneers over 300 yards of offense in this defensive slugfest. Corbin out of the gun. Double pass, maybe? Yeah. Parham is going to throw a deep, perfect pass for Bryce Moore. Caught at the 5, walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Pioneers. Touchdown, Justice Parham to Bryce Moore. And the Pioneers on the board again.
And they are going to go for 2 once again.
How about this?
If the Pioneers can convert, that would bring them into 20-24 if they can convert this 2-point conversion.
Well, I think they'll go ahead and just kick. And the reason I say that is because 4 doesn't do them any good. So might as well run Shepard out there, which they will do.
They have changed their mind, and they're going to do just a regular extra point with Eli Shepard.
All right, so you've got Parham, the wide receiver, throwing to the former quarterback, Bryce Moore, for the score. Bryce has a rushing touch. You think you factor that into this equation. And if they had those 4 points, you go for 2 there because then you tie the game up. But now the field goal was maybe a high snap, maybe. The extra point, maybe a low snap, maybe the hold just didn't get down. We can't see it because Cantrell has got his back to us, so I couldn't tell if he bobbled either one of them. But either way, we have missed 4 points, and we're down 5. And that makes that play right there a whole lot different if those are converted.
Yeah, it really does, but everything's not linear. I mean, you just can't go say this and that. Right now what we are dealing with is we're down 24-19 with 42 seconds left to go.
5 plays, 86 yards. Pioneers took 58 seconds off the clock. Corbin was 2 for 4 passing on that drive for the Pioneers. A couple of penalties that aided that immensely. Hands to the face, helping out the cause there. And now another attempt at an onside. Again, it would take a miracle. It would just take really Newberry just mishandling the kick because Gonzalez has kicked it too deep. He doesn't have to kick it to where Woodruff is standing or even Irby. Forward for Tusculum, and everything is reversed here. If ifs and nuts were candy and butts, we'd have Christmas all year round, no question. I get that. But that's how games are decided in college football anymore. So much great execution by college offenses, and today we saw a defensive gem by both of these teams, to be perfectly honest.
We really did. I mean, you would think if you could hold Newberry to 24 points, you might get a win out of here today, but the Pioneers are not going to pull that off.
Newberry allowing 17 points a game. Jerry Odom's defense, 27 points a game coming into today. And I tell you what, there's a lot of mutual respect between these two coaches, Jerry Odom and Todd Knight. And again, how things could have or could maybe have been different just based on certain things. And great effort. Today, the Newberry Wolves enter the Pioneer Field fresh off their win against 5th-ranked Lodore-Ryan, and they come up with their their third win of the year, and they stay atop the league table as they go to 2-0 as they come to Pioneer Field and knock off the Pioneers by a final score of 24-19. We thank you for tuning in and listening today to Pioneer Football and invite you to stay tuned for our Pioneer postgame as we'll be chatting with Pioneer coach Jerry Odom, breaking down the game statistically and our plays of the game as well. Coming up next, our look back at Tusculum this week in Tusculum athletics, and that's all ahead here on the Pioneer Sports Network. The Newberry Wolves knock off the Pioneers today to go to 13-11